4 times teams have tried and 4 times teams have failed to take the 0 from the Sock Puppets this season. A perfect 4-0 start for Burlington to begin 2026, but another date with Pulaski waits in the wings. An offensive explosion in last night's home opener. Saukville scored 11 runs, leaving crooked numbers in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. A lot started with Vincent DiCarlo, who went yard last night, tacked on 4 runs batted in, and scored 3 times. For Pulaski, the Turtles got a long ball from second baseman John Michael Sheff in the 3rd inning. The River Turtles became the first team to send a Burlington pitcher to the mound without the lead to begin a new inning this season. And we'll have Game 2 of that series coming up next. You can catch us on Aware TV, on Twitter, and on YouTube at Go Sock Puppets. National Anthem, starting lineups, first pitch, coming up next here from Burlington Athletic Stadium between the 4-0 Sock Puppets and the 1-3 River Turtles. Before the National Anthem, let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the visiting Pulaski River Turtles, Noah Toole hitting first again. He's sliding over to shortstop today. John Michael Sheff hits second. Sebastian Norman batting third. Reginald Samuel the second in the 4-hole. Got to see him on the mound last night. He'll play first base. Eli Hudgens is hitting fifth. Trip Hanna is in the 6-hole, moving to designated hitter tonight. Brady Elrod moves out of that DH spot. He'll play right field and hit seventh. TJ Finley, the Radford commit, batting eighth and catching, and Basilio Williams in left field. He'll hit ninth tonight. And for the Sock Puppets starting defense, it's the same outfield they've rolled out quite a few times this year. Bruce Weiss in left, Bryce Clavon in center, and Devin Mitchell is in right field. Brandon Novi over at third again, Braden Maranto at shortstop, and it's Brent Smith at second base today. Deacon Pomeroy getting his second consecutive start at first base. Behind the plate is Mason Pickering, and it's the righty Tyler Schaefer on the mound for the Sock Puppets. National Anthem coming up next here from Burlington. Welcome into Burlington. It's night 2 of 2 between Burlington and Pulaski. Burlington won 11-5 last night to extend their season-long win streak to 4 games, still undefeated in the new year. And Pulaski dropping to 1-3, trying to steal one and even up this series at 1 apiece before they head back on the road after a day off tomorrow, and they'll take on Greenville on Thursday. For Burlington, they welcome Elizabethton, and then they'll have a split set road home against Danville. On the bump for Burlington tonight, Tyler Schaefer. It's the second straight night the home crowd has been treated to a second-year sock puppet. Schaefer pitched for this team last season, making his second start of the season. Schaefer went 4 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, and 6 Ks in Game 2 of that series against Kingsport last weekend. Jason Johnson started last night. He went 4 innings, gave up 3 runs, was able to eke out a no decision after his offense came to life in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. Schaefer fired off 17 innings last year for Burlington, had a 6.35 ERA in 7 appearances, and started 2 times, already equaling last year's starts in tonight's game. And Schaefer will work out of the windup, and the first batter for Pulaski, Noah Toole, digs in. First pitch from Schaefer is outside for a ball. A beautiful 85-degree day with some cloud covering the sun for the second straight night. It's still another very warm day here. Schaefer gets ready and comes home with the 1-0. Toole swings and misses. Maybe got a tip of it as it was fouled into the catcher's glove. Mason Pickering to reset the defense again. It's Mason Pickering behind the plate. Pomeroy at first, Smith at second, Moranto at short, Novi over at third, in the outfield, Weishin left, Clavon at center, and Mitchell in right. Ready for a 1-1. And that one's low again, bouncing another one. The count moves to 2-1. Toole went 1 for 4 last night, drove in a run and scored 1 as well. And that was the game's first run, first time Burlington had allowed a run to an opponent in a game this season to begin things off. 2-1 is slapped softly into center. Clavon was busy yesterday. Now he charges in at the ball, and it's going to bounce in front of him. It's a leadoff single for Noah Toole. Clavon has trouble picking it up. Now he'll fire it in. His initial read was back on the baseball, and his first step's going to cost him here. The leadoff man on for his second straight night. Toole walked to lead off things yesterday. Advanced to second on an error on a pickoff attempt, and then was manufactured around on a pair of flyouts. Well, Pulaski 0-2 on the season when scoring first. Lost one of those 3 games against Johnson City. And then repeated the feat again last night. First pitch to John Michael Sheff. Catches the corner for strike 1. A big bat in this Pulaski order. Hit a home run to deep right field yesterday. Shaver having to go from the stretch here to the second batter of the contest. 0-1. Outside for a ball. Well, it's been a revolving door behind the plate for Burlington this year. Mason Pickering gets his second start as the catcher. It was DeCarlo who got the start last night. Munoz was the second man in the series against Kingsport, and Munoz out today, so it's Pickering behind the plate. 1-1. Swing and a miss. He was out in front of a breaking pitch, and now the count 1-2 to Sheff. Torrid start for him. OPS of 1082. That included 2 hits last night. Went 2 for 5 and drove in 2 of the 3 runs in the early going for the Pulaski team. The 1-2. Swung on and served down the right field line. It's hooking foul. And it will cascade off the brick wall. That Ville restaurant that lines the Burlington Bullpen Bar area in right field. So another 1-2 from Schaefer. Tossed 35 innings at High Point this season. Walked 11 batters and struck out 32. He was an integral piece in the Panthers bullpen. 1-2, first a pickoff over to first. Tools back in safely. Sheff awaits the pitch. Hits from the left side. 1-2 home from Schaefer. Outside again. Pickering lost it. Tool goes to second. Pickering's throw down is not in time. Tool slides around Moranto's tag, and he's into second base. In an eerily similar start to yesterday's game, not only does Tool get on, he advances to second before Sheff can finish his at-bat. A lot of spin from Schaefer in the early going. 9 pitches, just 2 fastballs. He'll work cutter and sinker mix. He'll step off before the 2-2. And that'll be scored a wild pitch on Schaefer. So runner at second. No one gone here in the top of the first. Schaefer goes home. Swung on and hit hard into right field. That'll get down for a base hit. Mitchell charging in. Crow hops towards home. They'll hold Tool at second, or at third. And the throw to Pickering, not cut off. It gets all the way to home. It was a great throw from Mitchell. And runners at the corners with no one out for Pulaski. Pickering calls out a sign from behind home plate. They were 3 for 8 with runners in scoring position last night. Quick 1-for-1 start for the Turtles tonight. In stands Sebastian Norman. And he watches the first one in there for strike one. Kid who played at Oklahoma State this season. With 3 bombs for the Cowboys. Oh, 1 from Schaefer is inside, and it hits Norman. And they're going to say the knob of the bat? No, they're going to say it hit him. So that will load the bases with no one out in the first inning. Pickering will jog out to the mound to try and calm down his pitcher. In stands Reginald Samuel II. You saw him on the mound a little bit last night. Came in the 5th inning and got 2 outs, gave up 2 hits, 1 run. Struggled with command a little bit, and now will hit today and play first base. His back foot firmly on that right-handed batter's box back chalk line. Schaefer back in the windup with the bases juice. First pitch home is a slider upstairs for ball 1. It's a 5-pitch mix from Schaefer. He has the 2 fastballs, the cutter and the sinker, and then he has curveball, changeup, and a slider. The 1-0 home. Foul back. Hard, aggressive swing from Samuel II. Third game hitting-wise for the Pulaski first baseman. 2 for 6 on the year. Hit a little bit at Prairie View A&M this season. Got 8 at-bats. Notched 2 hits. Struck out 3 times. Shoots the 1-1 foul off the fencing to his right above his dugout. And now the count 1-2 again. The second 2-strike count of the night forced by Schaefer. But Sheff worked him deep in the count and then shot a single into right. The 1-2 from Schaefer. Swung on, grounded hard into the hole into right field. 1 run comes in to score. Sheff will hold at third. It's an RBI single for Samuel, and Pulaski has scored in the first inning in back-to-back nights. And Tyler Schaefer struggling to get the ball to his fielders right now. It's 3 hard-hit balls, and 2 of them that were on the ground and just shot into right field. The bases stay loaded as Sheff moves to third, Norman to second. Samuel will stand at first. Another left-handed batter, Eli Hudgens, the center fielder, will stand in. Looking to really put a dent into this Burlington pitching staff early on in this game. Still no activity in the bullpen. First pitch home is past Pickering. He never saw it, and now it gets past him, and Schaefer doesn't even get towards home. It's a wild pitch, and a run scores as Sheff jogs in from third. Norman moves up 90 feet to third. Samuel glides down to second. We talked to Mickey Tettleton before the game, and he was talking about how the catchers he was working with before the game today, a lot of them wouldn't even really catch the same guy more than once this year. It's entirely possible that that is the case. One-0 pitch from Schaefer. Inside, 2 balls and no strikes, says home plate umpire Derek Topf. He was in the field yesterday. He slides behind home plate to call balls and strikes, and Lily Olson is the base umpire today. 2-0 from Schaefer. Swung on. Broken bat to second. Fielded by Smith. He'll toss to first and get the first out of the game, but not before Pulaski already tacks on 3 runs. It's an RBI ground out for Hudgens. Samuel moves over to third. In stands Brady Elrod. The pitch home is in there for a strike. Elrod 0 for 2 last night. Also reached twice, once on a walk and once on a hit by pitch. The 0-1. Swung on, sent high, and hooking foul down the right field line as Pomeroy runs out of room trying to chase it down. No balls and 2 strikes. Quickly to Brady Elrod. Has had a really tough start to this season. Hitting .059 through 4 games. Ready in his stance, hitting from the right side. Schaefer shakes off Pickering. Ready for the 0-2. The pitch home is a slider upstairs. Forces the count to 1-2. This already matching the largest deficit of the season Burlington has faced. They trailed 3-0 in yesterday's game before rattling off 11 of the game's next 13 runs. 1-2 from Schaefer is tapped foul down the right field line. Elrod late to get around to that one. A Virginia Tech commit from Mechanicsville, Virginia. Also throws as a pitcher a good amount. Low 90s fastball. Not in this series. 1-2 pitch. Elrod swings and lines it over Moranto's head at shortstop and into center field. And Pulaski has 4 runs home in the first inning. Loud contact off the bat of Brady Elrod. And the River Turtles are in business in the first inning.
Sitting from the right side. Schaefer shakes off Pickering. Ready for the 0-2. The pitch home. Slider upstairs.
Dave Schmidt will
Forces the count to 1-2.
maneuver his way
It's already matching the largest deficit
out from the dugout and motion for
in yesterday's game.
some of the guys to move down to the bullpen and
13 runs.
get some action moving. So Schmidt will make the walk out to the mound to try and calm down Schaefer, who has allowed 4 runs on 4 hits in this first inning.
Virginia Tech commit from Mechanicsville, Virginia. Also throws
Some new arrivals yesterday. Christian Aiello came in, lefty from Ryder.
1-2 pitch.
Kyle
Elrod swings
Piercy
and
from
lines it
Oklahoma State
over
arrived
Moranto's head at
yesterday,
shortstop and
as
into
did
center
outfielder
field.
L.J.
And
Edwards,
Pulaski has 4 runs
none of
home
which
in the,
in the
inning.
starting lineup
Loud
tonight. But could
contact
see
off the bat of
Aiello
Brady
as he
Elrod.
begins to loosen up in the bullpen. We mentioned last night that Pulaski had put 3 runs home in an inning in all 3 games against Johnson City. They got 2 in the third last night, but did not have a 3-run inning. They've got one in just 1 try tonight. 4-0 the lead for Pulaski over Burlington in the top of the first inning, which is 1 gone. In stands Trip Hanna, designated hitter today, checks his swing and backs out sharply as Schaefer ran that one inside. Elrod off of first. Schaefer comes set. And Elrod takes off. Pickering's throw down to second on the wrong side of the bag. And sliding in safely is Brady Elrod. He's got a stolen base. And the Florida Gulf Coast commit. This team loaded with high school talent that's committed to play collegiate baseball next season. And also a couple starters on this team. Noah Toole, one of the everyday players at Radford the last couple seasons. 1-1 pitch to Hanna's outside. It's now 2-1. Schaefer really running it up there already. This will be his 28th pitch of the first inning. The 2-1. Swung on, grounded sharply towards third, deep in the hole, off Novi's glove, into left field. Elrod being waved home, and it's a bad bounce for Burlington as that's now 5 runs home in the first inning. Put the ball in play, good things happen, and that exemplified by the swing from Trip Hanna. But now the 8th man to bat in the inning. TJ Finley, the catcher, stands in. He's committed to play at Radford next year. First pitch from Schaefer is low for ball 1. Pulaski breaking it open in a big way tonight. 5 runs, just 1 out here in the first inning. The 1-0 swung on and missed. Schaefer broke it out from underneath him. One ball, 1 strike. Pitch home. Checked it. It's a called strike anyways, says home plate umpire Derek Topf. Moves the count to 1-2. So they'll give Hanna a single officially on that, so no error for Novi, and that means 5 earned runs already in the inning. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Schaefer got him to chase. Pickering picks up the ball, throws down to second. They're not going to get him, and everyone, no, they're going to move. So first base occupied with less than 2 outs, so it's a bag grabbed by Hanna. Well, Finley took off running down towards first base, but then realized he had to give himself up. First pitch to the 9-man, Basilio Williams is upstairs. Pickering having to jump out of his crouch to go retrieve it. Lucky it didn't go to the backstop. So 1-0 to the Prairie View A&M player. This team has a couple kids from Prairie View A&M. Also a couple kids from Radford. Big jump at second. And Williams taps it foul. He kind of checked it as it ran inside on him. Moves the count to 1-1. Williams 1 for 4 yesterday. Had an RBI single. This team just a great team with 2 outs. You got 3 of the top 5 guys in runs driven in with 2 outs this year. Toole, Sheff, and Williams, those 3 names. First to step off before the 1-1 from Schaefer. It's back on. The left fielder Williams twirling his bat a couple times. Now Reddy's in his stance. Schaefer slightly offset in the stretch position. Goes home. That one can't quite catch the corner. Loud ball signal from the home plate umpire. Moves it to 2-1. Already 35 pitches in the first inning for Tyler Schaefer in his second start of the season. Goes home with the 2-1. Williams watches it. That one's low. Schaefer kind of moves his head from side to side. Thought that one could have been called. So now 3-1 the count to Williams, in danger of putting Noah Toole back in the box in the first inning for the second time. Burlington batted around twice yesterday and also sent 8 men to the plate in the 6th inning. 3-1 pitch. Swung on, grounded, off of Schaefer's glove, but it lands to Smith at second. Throw to first is in time, and that will retire the side. But Pulaski, in a big way, makes a statement. They led early last night, and obviously not happy with giving up 11 of the game's last 13 last night. They jump out to a 5-0 lead over Burlington. The Sock Puppets bats yet to hit yet. We'll see that in just a moment. 5-0 Pulaski here, midway through 1. Back here for the home half of the first inning, Burlington facing their largest deficit of the season, and it comes in Game 5 of the year. 5-0 the Pulaski lead over Burlington. The starting man for the River Turtles tonight is Hayes Allen. Right-hander out of the University of Central Missouri. In his second year with the River Turtles and making his debut this season, has yet to pitch in the team's first 4 games. 30 2/3 innings at Central Missouri with a 4.4 ERA. Struck out 17 guys and walked 33. And his first test is a man who is desperately trying to get out of a slump. Starting lineup for the Sock Puppets tonight: Clavon, Weish, Pomeroy in the 1-2-3 spot. It's Novi batting 4th. DeCarlo had a big game last night. He'll hit 5th. Mitchell hits 6th. Pickering in the 7-hole. Smith and Moranto lining it up at 8 and 9. And typically when a team scores 11 runs, you can expect participation from just about every man in the order. The 2-man last night, Kyler Baxter walked and scored a run. But Bryce Clavon was held hitless in 6 tries. He's 0 for his last 12. Digs in. First pitch. Clavon watches it. It's downstairs for ball 1. Clavon 167 on the year through 4 games. Has been the stronghold of the outfield unit. Has started in center field in all 5 games. Allen works out of the windup. 1-0. Clavon checks it. It's a called strike on the outside corner. Clavon with the 3rd most at-bats in the Appalachian League. Already batted 18 times. 1-1 is in the dirt and outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. 10 of those have come with 2 outs, and 8 of those have come with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Both of those tied for first in the Appalachian League. 2-1 from Allen. Clavon watches it. That one low again. With a big right-hander coming downhill and missing low No hard stuff yet. Lots of sliders and curveballs. 3-1. Clavin watches another one go by, and he's on for the first time in the series. Talked to manager Mickey Tettleton before the game, and he said, in addressing the team's slow start last night, just trying to do too much to begin innings. More about trying to get the leadoff guy on and let guys move him around the bases, and that's exactly how Burlington starts this one as they try and crawl out of a 5-0 hole. No one gone in the bottom of the first inning. Clavin off of first. In stands Bruce Weish, the left fielder. And the first pitch to Weish is tapped foul. Hit that off home plate back behind towards the screen. Weish 1 for 3 in last night's game. Also hit by pitch and walked and scored twice. Started 103 games at North Carolina A&T in his freshman and sophomore seasons. 0-1 pitch to Weish is down low for a ball. And the count moving to 1-1. Clavin can run. He stole 2 bags this year, was thrown out once, and he takes off right here. Ball in the dirt. Throw down to second. Clavin dives in, and the ball gets into center field. Clavin doesn't miss a beat. He gets right up and scampers to third base, so he'll grab 2 bags on 1 pitch. Got a nice jump. The throw from the catcher, Finley, was low. Clavin has his 3rd stolen base and works to third on the error. That one swung on and missed by Weish. Works the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. A little bit different from Schaefer, who works out of the windup with a runner on third. Allen operating from the stretch. 2-2 to Weish. Swung on and missed. Got him on a curveball. Weish leaning out in front of it, and so the first man retired of the night by Hayes Allen comes by a punch-out. The 3 outfielders for Pulaski will turn their backs and take a few steps back. Pomeroy was inches away from a home run last night. Reached base 4 of 5 times. That included 3 hits, 2 singles, and a double. Oklahoma State kid making his debut for Burlington last night. First pitch to him is outside. Slider missing off the plate. Pomeroy hits from the right side. 1-0. Didn't offer at it. It was outside again. Now the count 2-0 to the Cowboy, who hit 3 home runs for Oklahoma State this season and 40 at-bats. Hit 200. Using an all-natural gain colorwood bat. 2-0 to Pomeroy. Swing and a miss. Hard cut at another breaking pitch. Still not a lot of fastballs from Allen. It's been a lot of spin. You could say that for both pitchers tonight. Ready with the 2-1. Allen comes home. Pomeroy leaves it outside again. It's been low and away. A lot of the misses from Hayes Allen tonight. With the man behind Pomeroy on deck, just as dangerous. Brandon Novy can hit a ball extremely hard. 3-1 to Pomeroy is in the dirt for ball 4. It's the second walk issued for Hayes Allen in this first inning. In stands the birthday boy, celebrating 20 years of age today. And his grandparents sitting a few rows behind home plate, here to see Novy play. First pitch to the third baseman is a called strike. Novy at 6'5", have to really bend down to reach that one. Caught the low part of the zone. Novy had the hardest hit ball in the entire Appy League season last night, 111 miles an hour off the bat. The 0-1 swung on and missed out in front of another breaking pitch from Hayes Allen. Count quickly 0-2. 2 for 4 last night. Had that double and also a single. Scored 2 runs and drove in 1. The 0-2. Novi doesn't offer at it. It's outside and low again from Allen. Pomeroy off of first, Clavon off of third. The 1-2 to Novi. Low and away again, having to be scooped by the catcher Finley. Rifles it back to Allen. Well, in the opening series, Burlington really struggled to move runners in when they were in scoring position. 8 of 48. Last night, 6 of 16. The 2-2 is sent foul over the dugout and lands in between Austin Dean and Brent Smith. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A throw home to Novi. Swing and a miss. Dropped by the catcher, but he's retired. He will walk back to the dugout. Novi's Cade. It's 2 now for Hayes Allen. So in stands the middleman of this group of hitters that played at NC State last season. Vincent DiCarlo etches something into the dirt with the knob of his bat. He'll try and do what he did last night, and that's put one out 380 feet over the left field fence in the 6th yesterday. First pitch to DiCarlo is in there for a strike. Allen storms back to the mound. Pats the bag of rosin, stands a few feet from the rubber. DiCarlo 2 for 3 last night, won the Puppet of the Game honors. The 0-1 is tapped foul. Defensive swing as he blows a bubble, the gum in his mouth, and now he's down 0-2. In danger of stranding Clavon, who led things off with a walk, stole second, moved to third on an error. Corners on, 2 outs. Burlington down 5-0 to Pulaski in the first. The 0-2. Slider misses just inside. DiCarlo at 364 through 4 games. Kind of moved around between catcher and DH. He's DHing tonight. And the 1-2 is outside. Pomeroy extending far off of first base. Samuel trying to work him back towards the bag. Outfield shading deep once again. 330 to left field where he left the ballpark last night. 400 to dead center and 300 with a tall 15-foot fence to right field. The 2-2 to DiCarlo is swung on and fouled back over the netting behind home plate and out of play. And 1 of 4 players from the Wolfpack on this team, all of which in the transfer portal. Another 2-2. Swung on, tapped foul down the first base line. Awkward backspin on that ball. So solid at bat here from Vincent DiCarlo. Burlington has scored in the first inning in 2 of 4 games. Games 1 and 2 of that Kingsport series on Thursday and Friday. Another 2-2. Slider misses upstairs. Finley tried to pull it down and frame it. Didn't get the call, and now the count full at 3-2. Pomeroy will be in motion over at first. Ready for the full count pitch. Allen throws home. DiCarlo serves one down the right field line. That will trail off foul and land in the away bullpen. And Vincent DiCarlo, what an at-bat he is working here. This will be pitch number 9. Slider, curveball, curveball, slider, 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 curveball, slider. A lot of spin from Hayes Allen, not wanting to give one of the Burlington power hitters a fastball. 3-2. That one is popped up, straight up over the infield. Ranging over is Finley, now called off by the third baseman, and that is Norman, who calls off his catcher and makes the catch to retire the side. Burlington puts 2 men on, and no one comes around to score. They trail Pulaski 5-0 after 1 inning. Tyler Schaefer back out for another inning of work. We'll take a quick break here from Burlington Athletic Stadium. Inning number 2 underway, and Tyler Schaefer roughed up in the top of the first inning. He's back out for another inning of work. And it's the same start, basically a fresh start for the starter, as he'll start with the top of the order. Noah Toole singled to lead the ball game off. And he'll have the first at-bat of the second inning. Schaefer out of the windup. First pitch to the Pulaski shortstop is a fastball for a called first strike. Toole scored the game's first run now in back-to-back days. The 0-1 is high and tight. 1 ball, 1 strike. Not the most runs that Pulaski has scored in an inning this year. They got 6 in a game against the Doughboys in the opening series. 1-1 from Schaefer. That's inside and downstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. Number 2 underway. Tyler Schaefer roughed up the top of the first inning. He's back out for another. Back on the mound for the windup. 2-1 pitch from Schaefer, sent into center field. Clavon, similar to the last time, comes under it, makes the catch. That one he gets to. Hung up in the air a little longer than the first one that kind of flared in front of him to lead off the ball game. So a little bit of an issue last night was retiring the first man of the inning. Scored the game's first run now in back-to-back days. It's 4 of 9 innings that Pulaski got runners on to lead off the inning. 1 for 2 tonight. In stands John Michael Sheff for his second trip to the plate. First pitch is a ball inside. Sheff roped a single into right in his first at-bat tonight. Guy has some serious pop in his bat. 3 for 6 in the series. 1-0. Same spot, fastball misses just inside. And that is really close. It's on the black almost. The 2-0 from Schaefer. Swung on, sent foul over the third base side. Bounces off an ice cooler near the batting cages on the home clubhouse side. Sheff will go play for his dad, who's the head coach at Virginia Tech next season. 2-1. Curveball, great pitch from Schaefer. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Infield playing back. Moranto and Smith on the edge of the grass. 2-2 pitch. Another foul ball. Chef working hard, fouling that one off. Just trying to spoil that high and outside pitch from the righty Schaefer. The 2-2. Inside. Slider missed. Chef didn't like it. Didn't offer at it. Nearing 50 pitches. Only recording 4 outs. The righty Schaefer works out of the windup. The 3-2. Grounded hard. Foul down the first baseline. Get up against the padding. Another full count pitch comes from the righty Schaefer. It was Christian Aiello out of Ryder who was warming up a little bit in the first inning. No activity currently for Burlington. The 3-2. Fastball called, third strike. Chef didn't like it, and that is the second strikeout of the game for Tyler Schaefer. He's got 1 swinging, 1 looking, and that was a perfectly placed pitch. Down and in, where he missed a couple times in that at-bat. Really working the inside part of the plate to the lefty Chef. So 2 up, 2 down in the second. That will bring up Sebastian Norman. No hits to begin his Appy League career. 0 for 2 last night. Hit by pitch and scored in the first. Schaefer's 0-0 is upstairs for ball 1. But has reached base in 3 of 6 plate appearances. That included a sac fly in yesterday's game. The 1-0. Swing and a miss from Norman out in front. Drawing some oohs and ahs from the crowd on that off-speed pitch that got Norman chasing. The outfield plays him to the push side. Smith deep in the hole at second. The 1-1. Swung on. Sent. Shallow left field. Weish is a long run. It's Moranto who will get underneath it and make the catch. And Tyler Schaefer bounces back after a sloppy first inning. Puts a 1-2-3 in the second. Five 0 Pulaski midway through the second inning from Burlington Athletic Stadium. Back for the bottom of the second here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. I'm Josh Rothert, the voice of the Sock Puppets this season. Game 2 of a twin set with Pulaski. Pulaski lost last night's game 11-5, and they've lost 3 straight in the all-time series against Burlington that dates back to last season as some raindrops start to set in here in Burlington, North Carolina. In stands Devin Mitchell, the right fielder, and the first pitch he sees, swings and misses at. Gestures towards the dugout. Allen ready with the 0-1. Mitchell does an offer at it. It's inside. Brings the count even at 1-1. The guy who can really work the count up. Him and Brandon Novy, teammates, as the 1-1 pitch is in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Even Mitchell and Novy, 2 guys on this team with 5 walks, along with Orlando Fernandez. That's tied for 5th in the Appy League. Mitchell taps foul on the 1-2 pitch, trying to showcase his ability to get deep into counts. Burlington down 5-0 here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Pulaski trying to steal that 0. Sock Puppets undefeated. The 1-2. Swung on, grounded softly down the third base line and past the third base coach, Tommy Williams. And also past Cade Pilgrim, who tried to knock the ball down as it scampered down the third base line. So we'll have another 1-2 to the right fielder, Mitchell. Swung on and fouled back again. That'll earn him a quality at-bat. A hard-hit ball, a sacrifice, a hit, walk, hit by pitch, or a 6-pitch AB, the criterion for a QAB. Another 1-2 to Mitchell. Swung on and fouled again, this time over the Pulaski dugout, not a play. Mitchell at 267 through 4 games. OPS surging up there at 983. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got Mitchell out in front of a curveball, and he missed it. Doesn't like it. Slams the knob of his bat into the dirt as he walks back to the dugout. And the confident strides of the catcher, Mason Pickering. Jogs out. Very long stride as he sets up the batter's box. Pickering 1 for 4 in last night's contest. First pitch is a ball outside. Pickering making his 2nd start behind the plate. Him and DeCarlo with 2 starts each, and Justin Munoz has gotten 1. The 1-0 is low again. 2 balls, no strikes to Mason Pickering. Struck out for the first time last night. Shown tremendous contact at the plate. Hitting 506 at-bats. The 2-0 inside. 3 balls, no strike. Allen ready for the 3-0 pitch. That one grounded. Pickering gets it past the first baseman, Samuel, and into right field. It'll likely be an error, so still no hits for Burlington tonight. Yeah, and he's done that a couple times. It's a guy who attacks 3-0 pitches. He did it last night. Ended up walking in that at-bat later on. They'll rule it an error, so already 2 Pulaski errors. 1 on the catcher, Finley, 1 on the first baseman, Samuel. In stands Brent Smith, searching for his first hit of the new campaign. First dealing to him is low for ball 1. North Carolina kid, grew up in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Plays baseball at Elon, where he made a dozen starts for the Phoenix. The switch between third and second base. His first start at second base of the season. 1-0 to Smith. Served into right field. That one trailing off foul. Allen in his 2nd year as a pitcher on Pulaski. Went 1-1 in 5 appearances last year. Made 1 start. ERA of 6. And tossed 12 innings. Pickering leads off of first. Now comes set. The 1-1. Off speed, misses up to Brent Smith. Works the count to the hitter's count. 2 balls, 1 strike. Smith a walk and 3 strikeouts in the series against Kingsport. Also drove in 1 run, and that one is outside. Back pick to first base. Pickering back in sliding safely. Actually, it was not a run batted in for Smith. It was an error. So he didn't get credit for the run driven in Game 2 of that series. So 3-1, still the count to Brent Smith. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, sent out to deep right field. Elrod giving chase back towards the wall. Makes the catch, and Pickering forgot how many outs there were. He thought the ball was down. He's doubled off at first base to end the inning. And he didn't believe it. He got all the way to third base and quickly turned and put his hand over his mouth. He cannot believe he forgot how many outs were in that inning. So an easy third out to end the second inning for Pulaski. Pickering shakes it off as he heads into the dugout, and that will end the second inning. Pulaski still ahead, 5-0. Schaefer back out for one more inning here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. Tyler Schaefer showing some great guts after giving up 5 in the first inning. Gets a 1-2-3 second, and he's back out there for a third inning. And in stands Reginald Samuel II, playing first base today for Pulaski. First pitch from Schaefer. It's past Pickering in the left-handed batter's box outside for ball 1. Well, Smith put a really good swing on that ball at the end of the second. It went 335 feet. Kind of tailed off towards the corner, and Elrod ran it down and then gunned out Pickering, who forgot how many outs there were. 1 ball, no strikes to Samuel. Pickering having a stab at that one in the dirt. Double trouble in the Burlington bullpen. 2 lefties get loose. Cade Pilgrim and Christian Aiello both slated to go tonight. 2-0 pitch from Schaefer. He's in there for a strike. The count moves to 2-1. Pulaski with a 5-0 lead. All 5 scored in the top of the first inning. 2-1 home from Schaefer. Sent hard foul down the right field line and off one of the poles in the entertainment area. Down the first base line. Count moves to 2-2. And the pitch home. Outside. Pickering have a tough time squeezing that. Because now all 3 balls in this at-bat have not been caught by the catcher from Austin Peay. Out of the windup. 3-2 pitch coming home to Reginald Samuel II. And it's outside, and it gets past Pickering again, who has to take his two-part mask off as he races after the ball. Samuel will take his time to run down towards first base. Leadoff man on in the third for the River Turtles. And that should end the day for Tyler Schaefer. He puts the leadoff man on. Out comes the skipper, Mickey Tettleton. And in innings last night where Pulaski had the leadoff man on, and there were 4 of them, they scored in 3 of those 4 innings. And Schaefer will make his exit. .58 pitches thrown for the righty. Goes 2 innings, plus 1 batter. Allows 5 hits, all of which came in the first. 5 runs, 5 earned, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts, and responsible for whatever happens to Reginald Samuel, who's at first. The new arm for the Sock Puppets, Christian Aiello. One of the late adds to this roster. Kid from New Jersey, played at Rider last season. Told me that this was the first time he had played summer ball in college. Had Tommy John surgery. Had been injured. And did not see the field in 2025. Was a great lefty arm out of the bullpen for the Bronx this year. 54 and a third innings pitched. And just an absolute monster when it comes to strikeout stuff. Struck out 71 hitters. Only walked 22 on his way to a 3.64 ERA. And that was really dominated by just 3 bad starts for him. He had 3 outings where he allowed 3 or more runs, and that accounted for almost half of the runs he gave up just in those 5 innings. And the first battle he'll face is a left-hander, Eli Hudgens, so perhaps Mickey Tettleton wanting to get the righty-on-righty matchup out of Schaefer before pulling the plug. It's his first appearance in the Appy League and his first with the Sock Puppets. In MAAC All-Academic honoree last season. Aiello's set and ready to go. Ready to show off some of that strikeout stuff. He takes his cap off, walks a few steps beyond the mound on the infield grass, and now gets ready to face his first batter, Eli Hudgens. RBI ground out in the first inning. The first pitch from Aiello is a ball. Aiello kind of shrugs it off as he works back towards the mound. Double play in order. Burlington has turned 3 this season. 2 of them have started with Kyler Baxter at third base, and they turned a 4-6-3-1 last night with Baxter at second. So all 3 double play balls have started with the Deacon infielder who's out of the lineup tonight. Brent Smith takes his spot at second. The 1-1 from Aiello nearly hits the batter. Hudgens had to kind of dust off the plate. And batting from the right side for the first time this series, actually a switch hitter. Him and Noah Toole each hitting from both sides. Didn't see a lefty last night. 2-1 pitch. Pickering dropped it, but it was a called second strike. Charles was a slight reaction from Pudge. It's typically the rule you got to catch the ball if you want it to be called a strike. Pickering having a little bit of issues with that glove this inning. The count even at 2-2. Samuel II leads off of first. Aiello comes set. Slightly offsets his feet, his front foot slightly behind his back. And the 2-2 pitch is in there. A called third strike. And Christian Aiello making his arrival to Burlington known. A loud strikeout to begin his term. In stands Brady Elrod. Elrod broke his drought back in the first with a single. Dusted off the plate, 1 ball, no strikes. Got his average back above 100. He was 1 for 17 in his first 4 games. The 1-0. Inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Smith calls for time at second to tie his shoe. Won't even get time. Aiello gets right back on the rubber. Smith has to hurry. Picks his glove up and slides back to his position. Double play depth for the middle infielders. 2-0 from Aiello is outside, and now 3 balls, no strikes to Brady Elrod. .30 pitch is low. 4 straight misses from a guy who didn't really have issues with walks this season. So the Hanover High School product will jog down to first base. 2 on, 1 out for Pulaski. Trying to increase their 5-0 lead here in the top of the 3rd inning. In stands Trip Hanna. Played shortstop yesterday, moves to the DH spot today. Singled in the first inning. And the first pitch from Aiello is a hard pop. Pickering rose from his stance, kind of looked Samuel back towards second. And Smith kind of motioning towards his catcher to get on the same page if they can get Samuel creeping and try and back pick him off second base. No balls and 1 strike to Trip Hanna. Aiello goes home. Curveball, great pitch, blocked by Pickering. And the field umpire, Lily Olson, saying that he held up, and now time will be called, is it was almost a full swing from Trip Hanna. Derek Toff making the 60-foot, 6-inch journey out to the mound with Pickering for the mound visit. The count 1-1. It looked like almost a full swing on the curveball from Hanna, and he gets away with it. One. That's a ball. Aiello just missing with that one after nearly getting a 0-1 strike call on a check swing. Hanna above 300 for Pulaski. 2-1 pitch. That one pops the glove. That's a strike. Aiello, one of the kids who arrived yesterday along with Deacon Pomeroy and getting their first taste of Appy League action. Aiello is the oldest player on the team. The only 23-year-old from Hewitt, New Jersey. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, slapped hard down the right field line, foul. Hit off the tarp where a couple of the River Turtle relief pitchers have docked. Good set for another 2-2. Aiello trying to work around the leadoff walk issued by Tyler Schaefer, entering out of the pen in the third inning. The 2-2 pitch. Just can't quite catch the corner. Man, he's leaving it tough for Derek Topf. A lot of speed differential, too. His curveball in the high 60s, around 68 to 70 miles an hour, and a lot of changeups. So bend down to tie his shoe. Worked the center fielder Hudgens on 5 straight cutters for a strikeout, then walked Elrod on 4 changeups. Changeup, curveball, changeup, changeup, changeup. Slider, the 6th throws home to Trip Hanna. And the 7th pitch of the at-bat loading. Aiello steps off. It's back on the bump. 15 pitches thrown in this inning. Samuel off a second, Elrod off a first. That one is tapped foul behind home plate. Hanna's OPS, 1026 in 5 games with Pulaski this season. It was over 400 entering the series last night. There's a ball loose behind home plate. That was before he went 0 for 3. Didn't walk and score in the 6th inning. But no hits for Hanna. Full count pitch. Swing and a miss. Christian Aiello is making his entrance in Burlington tonight. That's now 2 guys he's set down on strikes in his first inning of work. Two down and 2 on. In stands the catcher, TJ Finley. A little bit of checkerboard pattern. Walk, strikeout here in the 3rd inning. Aiello's first pitch swung on and missed. Another good changeup. Down and out away from the catcher, Finley. Struck out in the 1st inning. 1 for 6 on the year. The 0-1. Swung and a miss. Swung so hard that Finley lost one of the straps on his elbow guard, so he'll move out to readjust that. Quickly down 0-2. So much spin from Christian Aiello in his first outing. The 0-2. Down and away. Pickering moving to block it. Squeezing it. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Aiello works into his set position. The 1-2. In there. A called 3rd strike. Christian Aiello, the Energizer out of the pen, strikes out 3 River Turtles. 5-0. Burlington trails midway through this 3rd inning. Back in a moment here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. Well, every team has a leadoff hitter. Very few teams have an equal 1 and 9 hitter, and Clavon has not been as dominant as you'd like out of the one spot this year, hitting just 167 and getting on base in just about 3 of every 10 at-bats. But a guy who's been absolutely crushing the ball to pick up a little bit of the slack, and a guy you definitely want to lead off the inning. Braden Moranto steps in, and the first pitch he sees from Hayes Allen is outside for ball 1. Moranto atop the league in RBIs with 8 already this year. The 1-0 is outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Working in the middle infield, Orlando Fernandez out on a visit at Truist Park today, the home of the Braves. So Moranto sliding over to shortstop. 2-0 pitch outside again. 3 balls, no strikes. And he's walked 4 times this year. 3 of them have been 4-ball walks. 3-0 is high and in and called strike. Moranto was kind of falling out of the box and had his bat half tossed back to the dugout. Now we'll get back in. Count 3-1. Moranto, 462 hitter this year, 611 OBP. Swings and taps the 3-1 pitch, foul behind home plate. Didn't play at Southern Miss this year, but was on that team that got the 9 seed in the NCAA tournament and hosted in the first round. Golden Eagles did not advance. The 3-2. Swung on, sent high, hooking down the left field line, and it will fall foul. Williams gave it good chase, about 15 feet outside that chalk line. And he's had an RBI in 3 of 4 games this year. And he was good last night, but he was even better in Game 2 against Kingsport. Had 3 doubles and 4 runs driven in the 7-5 win. 3-2 is outside. Moranto lofts his bat towards his dugout. And we'll skip down towards first base, and we'll reset the order. Bryce Clavon stands in for the second time, and that's the second inning tonight. Burlington has led things off with the leadoff man on, both times coming via the walk. Still in search of the team's first hit after one trip through the order. Clavon hitless in his last 12 at-bats. Stranded at third after stealing second and advancing to third on an error in the first. Clavon swings at the first pitch, sends it high and foul over the first base side. Freshman year at Georgia, sophomore year at Clemson, played more this year than his freshman season. Nearly everyday player for Coach Bakich's squad at Clemson. The 0-1. Clavon sends it right at the shortstop, caught by Toole. Throwback over to first. Samuel tags Moranto, and he's gunned down. It's the second time that Burlington has been doubled up tonight. And Clavon has really been struggling at the plate. He put a really good swing on that one, and Toole ate it up just a couple steps towards his left to make the catch. And Moranto, who thought that ball was going to for sure get down into left field, is out trying to return to first base. So it goes L6-3 on the double play. First pitch to Bruce Weish is in there for a strike, and Hayes Allen just humming along now. Ran the pitch count up a little bit in the first, issued 2 walks in that inning. 0-1 to Weish is in there now quickly 0-2. Weish struck out in the first inning. The 0-2 home is down low, bounced in the dirt in front of the catcher Finley. Weish works it to 1-2. One of the Appy League veterans. Hit over 400 for the Danville Otterbots last season. Team they'll face this weekend. Weish sends a hard grounder through the hole and into left field for a base hit. He'll extend his hitting streak to 2 games now. And what could have been for Burlington, as they've ran into several outs on the base pass. Not nearly as bad as the opening week against Kingsport, where they had 5 men gunned out stealing. 2 men doubled off tonight. In stands Deacon Pomeroy, and he has been such a hard man to sit down. Reached safely now in 5 of 6 at-bats through his first 2 starts for the Sock Puppets. That one low from Allen. That one pitch number 61 for the right-hander from Central Missouri. The 1-0 from Allen. Swing and a miss out in front of a breaking pitch. Pomeroy has shown great power. Saw that on display last night. Hit one off the top of the left field fence. Came just inches away from a home run. Instead had a stand-up double in the 11-5 win. 1-1 to Pomeroy. Swing and a miss again. That one dipped down on him. Allen kind of having his way. Just the 1 hit allowed. And that was to Bruce Weish. Has walked 3 and has also struck out 3. Gets ready to work. The 1-2. Down low to Pomeroy. Half of this, well, you would say could be a Bash Bros type part of the order. Pomeroy at 6'4", and Novi stands right behind him at 6'5". Couple of extra base hits for the duo last night. The 2-2. Swung on, tapped softly foul. Took a high hop before skipping down to Tommy Williams, the third base coach. Pomeroy scored 3 runs in last night's game. Once in the 4th, once in the 5th, and once in the 6th. The crooked number innings for Burlington last night. 2-2 count. Pitch to Pomeroy. Outside. Nearly got past Finley. He stabbed at it. The runner will be in motion here with a full count to Deacon Pomeroy. Allen working from the near side of his rubber, closest to his dugout. Come set. The 3-2. Pomeroy watched it, and that's strike 3. Tossed his bat aside as if it was going to be ball 4, and that's the first time Deacon Pomeroy has struck out. We go to the 4th inning. Burlington struggling to find offense. They trail Pulaski 5-0 here from Burlington Athletic Stadium. Third of the way gone here from Burlington Athletic Stadium. Josh Rothert here on the call for Burlington and Pulaski, and the River Turtles still hold that 5-0 lead that they've had since the top of the first inning. 9-1-2 for Christian Aiello in his second inning out of the bullpen. The first time he started with no one on. Basilio Williams to lead things off for Pulaski. Watches the first one go by. 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0. High and inside. Count moves to 2-0. That last pitch to Deacon Pomeroy, about a couple inches down and out. And the much taller hitter, 6'4", not a usual strike zone. 2-0 pitch from Aiello is outside. 3 balls, no strikes. It was the first miss on a called third strike tonight from home plate umpire Derek Top. The MLB giving us access to the great systems that track all this stuff. Exit velo, launch angle. 3-0 pitch is inside. 4 straight for Christian Aiello. He's walked 2 batters tonight, both of them on 4 pitches, so making quick work to not work his pitch count up. Just assumes the inevitable anyways. The second switch hitter in this order to face the lefty Aiello. Hudgens went down looking. In stands Noah Toole, his 3rd at-bat in inning number 4. 1 for 2 tonight. Single in the first, fly out in the second. Aiello goes home. Hard pop of the glove, changeup in there. No balls, 1 strike. Aiello working out of the stretch. The 0-1 after a quick glance to first is inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Williams has stolen 1 base this season in just 1 attempt. Infield shifting, double play depth. No one gone here in the top of the 4th. River Turtles leading the Sock Puppets 5-0. 1 is down low for a ball. Count now 2-1. The throw home. Swing and a miss. Hard cut. Tons of spin from Christian Aiello. He's already generated a handful of swing and misses. Toole struck out twice yesterday. Once by Mason Hatcher and once by Tate Jones. 2-2 from Aiello. Swung on and hit foul off the netting on the first base side. Outfield plays him straight up. Large gap between first and second. Aiello comes ready. The 2-2. Swung on and lifted high and foul. Heading towards the parking lot. Been off one of the bouncy houses in the grass area behind first base. Count 2-2. In Game 2 between Burlington and Pulaski, the teams will meet 4 more times throughout the course of the season. Another 2-2. Williams takes off, slapped foul again. 3 straight times that Toole has fouled a pitch off. The 8th pitch of the at-bat loading for the Pulaski infielder. Played third base yesterday, moved to shortstop with Hannah moving to DH today. 2-2 again. Swung on, lifted, high in the air, down the right field line, hooking and running out of space as that one hits the umbrella that protects the guests in front of the Ville restaurant. Mitchell kind of ran out of space. Got to respect the hustle from Derek Top. He's been running around a lot tonight. He made a jog out to the mound. Mason Pickering went to visit Tyler Schaefer last inning. And he was up and out quickly there and then right back to his spot behind home plate. Another 2-2. Williams takes off. Swung in another foul ball. Noah Toole making Christian Aiello work for it. We'll see 10 pitches in this AB. One of 2 kids from New Jersey, Aiello, along with catcher Justin Munoz, who was supposed to catch him tonight before he was scratched. 2-2 pitch, swung on, lifted, foul again. So Aiello not missing the zone outside of the middle of the 5 foul balls that was outside that Aiello chased after to foul off. And that one finally sits him down. Aiello wins the marathon of a battle with Toole. And you can't be mad at that if you're Noah Toole. He did everything he could to stay alive in that at-bat. And finally set down after 6 foul balls and 11 pitches. Aiello now 4 punch-outs, all 4 of his outs recorded coming via the K. Quick throw over to first. Williams had gone in motion twice last at-bat. Works back safely towards first. 2 swinging strikeouts, 2 looking strikeouts. The man coming in from Rider University. 0-0 pitch to Sheff in there for strike 1. First lefty-on-lefty matchup in favor of Aiello tonight. Got 2 switch hitters that hit from the right side against him. Sheff a single and a strikeout and throws over to first to try and keep Williams honest. Aiello gets set. Another throw over to first. Williams back in standing. Clavon playing to the opposite side of the base, so no pull for Sheff, who hit one out to right field. Tries to square to bunt. That one's a called strike anyways, and now Sheff down 0-2. No activity in the River Turtles bullpen in this inning. Mays Allen has worked 3 clean innings, just 1 hit surrendered. 3 strikeouts for the Turtles. 0-2 is a slider, called third strike, and Christian Aiello is a man on a mission. That's 5 Ks recorded in his debut. Sat down Hudgens looking, got Hannah swinging, Finley looking, Toole chasing in the dirt last AB, and now he brings up John Michael Sheff on 3 pitches. In stands Sebastian Norman. 0 for 1 tonight, was hit by a pitch and popped out to Maranto his last time up. Has a man picked off. Pomeroy steps off, throw wide for Maranto, and Williams steals second. It was one of those first move steals put on by Pulaski. Moves the runner into scoring position. They've been 4 for 8 tonight. Got 8 opportunities with men in scoring position last night. In just 4 innings, they've already equaled that number. First pitch to Norman, outside for ball 1. As now a righty starts to get loose for Pulaski. Eli Baker slated to go tonight. 1-0 pitch inside, missing to Norman. He played right field yesterday, moved to the hot corner today. Lots of movement positionally for the River Turtles. 2-0 from Aiello. Inside, he missed it, and now he works it to 3-0. Williams gets his second stolen base of the season, coming on the direct move over to first from Aiello. Base open if Aiello were to miss here. 5-0 Pulaski leading, and Aiello steps off, now gets back on the rubber. Reset the pitch clock. 20 seconds with a man on. Norman readies. 3-0 pitch. He is down low. It hit the plate, and Norman will toss his bat. So yet to see a ball in play through 8 hitters faced. The only man that Aiello has not faced digs in, Reginald Samuel II. And he's been on twice tonight. 3 for 7 to start the season, wearing number 34 in the green and gray. Aiello comes set. First pitch home. Samuel watches it. Fastball in there for strike one. Three walks, 5 Ks in 8 batters faced by Aiello. The 0-1 outside, another fastball. Trying to hunt, missed it outside. Ready, coming home. That one tapped into the glove of Pickering. Gets it to a 2-strike count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And every batter that Christian Aiello has worked to a 2-strike count has fallen victim to the punch-out. All 3 of his walks coming on 4 straight pitches. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. A hard fastball moves right past Samuel, and Aiello's worked his count up to 6 Ks. Takes his cap off as he marches off the mound and fist bumps his catcher, Pickering. What an outing from Christian Aiello. Trying to jolt this offense to life. They trail 5-0 through 3.5 innings of play. Burlington behind Pulaski here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. Another kid who played in Pulaski last season, Eli Baker. Impressive arm for Pulaski. Pitched 10 games, started 7. Struck out 10 guys. K'd 23 with a 5.79 ERA and a 2-3 record. He's out to start the 4th inning. Kind of warmed up later in that inning. Hayes Allen Day comes to an end, and what an efficient outing for Hayes Allen. Just the 1 hit allowed in 3 innings of work. Walked 3 and struck out 4. Baker making his 2nd outing of this season with Pulaski against Johnson City. Got into a little bit of trouble, allowed 2 home runs in a 2-inning outing. 5 runs came across the score. Walked 2, did not strike out anyone. And this was a guy similar to, Burlington, where they have the North Carolina State pipeline, it feels like, with 4 kids from the Wolfpack team. It's Radford that litters this Pulaski team. And another one of those Highlander kids is Eli Baker. 10 in the 3rd innings pitched for Radford this season. Got roughed up a couple times. Pitched against some tough teams. He got a game against Virginia Tech and a Hokies team that also some of the Pulaski kids will go play for next season. This first batter will be a tough one. Brandon Novi, hard contact in several at-bats last night. Digs in after striking out in the 1st inning. 0-0 is outside. A ball and no strikes to the Burlington 3rd baseman. 2 for 5 in the series. The 1-0 is outside again. 2 balls and no strikes. Novi laced a double in the gap last night, also singled and scored 2 runs in the 11-5 win. 2-0 pitch. Swung on, lifted high. Fading foul towards the dugout. Maybe some room. Samuel comes over, makes the catch a few feet in front of the fence. And as a former baseball player, popping out in foul territory is one of the most helpless at-bats you can produce, as you can't even advance on the base paths if the ball is dropped. And Novi just kind of shrugs his shoulders and heads back to the dugout. As a retired baseball player, I should say. Haven't picked up the glove in quite a while. One out here in the fourth. In stands Vincent DiCarlo. Watches the first one go by. That one low, called first strike. Finley dug it out of the ground and brought it enough into the zone to get the call from home plate umpire Derek Topf. Baker working out of the stretch. Glove belt high. Kicks and deals. That one's outside. .23 adjusts his batting gloves. Gets back in. Popped out in foul ground in the first inning. The 1-1. Swung on, lifted, foul, out of play. Count 1-2 to DiCarlo. 2 for 4 in this series. Taps the plate twice. Extends the bat over his right shoulder. Nearly flat with the ground. 1-2 pitch is outside. Skipped before it got to Finley. Count even at 2-2. Good dose of fastballs early on from Eli Baker. Pairs that with a slider and a curveball. 2-2 pitch. DiCarlo watches the fastball tail out and works the count to 3-2. Baker just completing his freshman season at Radford, where he threw just over 10 innings for the Highlanders. Full count pitch to DiCarlo. Swung on and sent high and foul and over the third base bleachers. Five runs, 5 hits, 2 errors for Pulaski tonight. Burlington, no runs on 1 hit with 1 error. Another full count pitch from Eli Baker. When the pitch home is swung on and lifted, high and foul. And Samuel ranging over a couple steps into foul territory, now comes back into fair territory, squeezes it for the second out of the inning. And reducing some weak air contact, Eli Baker out of the bullpen. Sits down the 4-5 part. As he's got the trio of NC State kids who are all in the transfer portal this inning. First pitch to Devin Mitchell, misses downstairs for a ball. He was a participant in a big way in that series win over Kingsport. Drove in 4 runs, hit a home run, and last night walked and scored 1 as well. 1-0 pitch, hammered to center, but it's just a high fly ball. Ranging in, Hudgens comes under it, makes the catch. It's a 1-2-3 4th inning. Eli Baker comes out of the pen and sits down. The Puppets in order after 4 innings played here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. It's Pulaski with a 5-0 lead over Burlington. Back in action here at Burlington Athletic Stadium for the top of the 5th inning, and it's another new arm, and it's another lefty for the Sock Puppets. Tim Lawson from North Carolina, team that's still playing, headed to Omaha for the College World Series. Two-sport athlete for UNC, baseball and football. So wide receiver, 6'5", 230 frame for Lawson as a really hard curveball, making his second appearance of the season. Was up and born with the Braves last season in the Cape Cod Baseball League. Makes the switch to the Appalachian League this year. Went 2 innings his first time out there. Did not allow a run. Walked 3 guys and struck out 2. Well, it's been an entire trip through the order since Pulaski last put a ball in play. Sebastian Norman, all the way back in the 2nd inning, the last batter to hit a ball in play. Samuel struck out to end the 4th inning. So 6 straight outs and 7 of the last 8 coming via the punch-out. Eli Hudgens batting from the right side for the 2nd time tonight, the switch hitter, to lead things off in the 5th for Pulaski. And the first pitch from Lawson is sent on a ground to third base. Scooped on a hop. Novi shuffles. Hard throw to first is in time to get the runner Hudgens, who nearly legged it out. Novi took his time to sizzle it over to first base. So it's 1 pitch, 1 out for Tim Lawson out of the bullpen. In stands Brady Elrod, who's reached base twice tonight. Single and a walk. First pitch. Inside, nearly got him. Pickering stabbed at it and got past him and rolls towards the Burlington dugout after cascading off the padded wall on the backstop. Elrod readies. Lawson from the left side. Looks home, and the pitch. Upstairs for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes to Brady Elrod. Talked about those Hokies. One of the guys who will join head coach John Sheff's team next season. The 2-0 throw home from Lawson is up and away. He's now worked it to 3-0. Pretty good patience from this Pulaski order, but 3 of those 4 walks have come on 4-ball counts. That one is in there for a strike, so we'll not have another 4-pitch walk. Lawson just running the fastball in there, and Elrod was taking all the way. A 3-1 from the southpaw. Swung on and lifted foul. Back out of play. A host of children will circle the ball and fight over the souvenir. Lawson's worked it back to 3-2. Trying to retire back-to-back guys for the 2nd time tonight for Burlington. Got a 1-2-3 second out of Tyler Schaefer. But action on the base pass the other 3 innings. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on and tapped foul. One out in the inning for Pulaski. Shortening his stance. 3-2 to Elrod. Tapped it foul, just barely getting enough of the baseball. His bat didn't even nearly come halfway towards home plate, just kind of set it out there and allowed the ball to come in and graze it. The 8th pitch of the at-bat. Tim Lawson working against Brady Elrod. Little ACC matchup for you. The Tar Heel against the future Hokie. 3-2. Upstairs, the Hokie wins the fight, and he will walk down towards first base. Tettleton talked earlier today about limiting the free passes. It was an issue in all 3 games against Kingsport. Averaged nearly 1 free pass per inning. It's been 6 walks plus hit by pitches in under 5 innings tonight. 7 free passes in 9 innings last night. So if this stood with just 1 free pass this inning, get him right back on pace, 1 per inning this year. 1-out hitter is Trip Hanna, and he watches a slider in there for strike 1. Lots of downward movement from Lawson. 8 straight sliders tossed by the lefty. Hanna a single and a strikeout tonight. 1 for 5 in the series. Swings and misses out of his shoes at the 0-1 pitch. Makes it 0-2. Both of his feet landed center on plane with the delivery path for Lawson. He was sprawled out over the plate to finish his swing. No balls and 2 strikes. That one swung on and missed. And another defensive swing. Both of Hanna's strikeouts have been swinging tonight, where it kind of falls out towards the inside part of the plate. 2 down in the inning. Lawson gets his first K. In stands the catcher, TJ Finley. Pair of Ks for the catcher. 1 looking and 1 swinging. Elrod leads off of first. Lawson checks him back. First pitch home. Half swing. That one's going to be a strike anyways. Elrod can run at first. 2 attempts on the season. 1 stolen bag. The 0-1 is low. Called strike 2. And drawing a reaction out of Finley, who put his hand on his cap. And in last year's MLB would have been an automatic ejection or the ABS challenge system instituted this year. It's a real thing in Major League Baseball. They tested it in the minor leagues for a couple years. No ABS system in the Appy League. The 0-2. Upstairs, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And ABS challenge says he would have been wrong anyways. The changeup caught the bottom line of the strike zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Throw home from Lawson. Swung on, and he got enough of it. Went around enough, and Lawson works around a 1-out walk and sits down back-to-back guys via the punch-out. So just the first inning, the only damage Pulaski has managed tonight. We're halfway through Game 5 of the Burlington season. It's 5-0 Pulaski here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. Not quite desperation mode, still plenty of game left, but Burlington's offense Slept in today. No runs through 4 innings of at-bats. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Sock Puppets. It's Pickering, Smith, and Moranto. Now, Smith wasn't in the lineup last night, but the bottom of the order for Burlington went 4 for 10 in the win in Game 1 of the series. Mason Pickering had one of those 4 hits, and he'll get set to go against Eli Baker. Sat down the Sock Puppets 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pickering reached on an error in his first at-bat of the game back in the 2nd inning. Watches the first one go by for a ball. 4 for 20 as a Governor at Austin Peay this past season in the transfer portal, awaiting a new home. 1-0 to Pickering. Swing and a miss. Let go of his bottom hand on his follow-through. Count even at 1-1. 3 soft air outs generated by Eli Baker in his first inning of work. Pickering, a tough guy to strike out. In 11 plate appearances, 12 plate appearances now. He's only been sat down on strikes once. 1-1 pitch to Pickering, doesn't offer at it. It's a fastball that misses high and in to the Burlington backstop tonight. Taps both sides of the plate, readies his hands. Out of the stretch. Baker from the right side. 2-1 misses. No, it's a called strike. Similar to the last spot. Count 2-2 to Mason Pickering. From the state of Oklahoma, 2-2 pitch. In there, called third strike. Pickering knew it. And he skips out of the batter's box. That one right down the middle, and Pickering knew it. Almost looked like he was looking for a different pitch there. Got a good mix of changeup and fastball. A lot of fastballs from Eli Baker tonight. There's a fastball and a cutter in his arsenal. 1 down, in stands Brent Smith. First pitch to Smith is in there. Fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. Hit a ball really hard and really far in his first at-bat. Nearly 340 feet into the right field corner. Or it was tracked down by Elrod. The 0-1 pitch. Turns away. Smith nearly gets hit. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that was when Pickering was doubled off. He was all the way at third base when the throw came in. And there was just 1 out prior to the swing. So he was doubled off, and that ended the 2nd inning prematurely. Smith awaits the 1-1. Misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. One of 8 kids on this team from the state of North Carolina. 2-1 pitch. Swung on and sent high and out of play up at the first base side and bounces high off the concrete towards the parking lot on the first base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brent Smith. Still searching for his first hit. 0 of 8 to start his Appy League career. Bends down in his stance. 2-2 pitch from Eli Baker. Gets set. Kicks and deals. That one sent hard up the middle. Converging over. Toole, scissor throw to first in time to retire Smith. Nearly got his first hit. Toole, good defensive play. Flashed leather a couple times last night over at third. Working really hard in that pregame warm-up. Pays off there. Able to move a couple steps to his left. Throw out Smith. 5 up, 5 down so far for Eli Baker. But enter in Braden Moranto, the shortstop for Burlington, and the 9-man in this order. First pitch to Moranto. Swung on and tapped foul behind home plate. Glances down towards his batting gloves as he steps out, resets. No balls, 1 strike. Moranto is atop the league's best right now. 6 of 13 and an OBP of 632, the Golden Eagle. Hitting from the left side. No balls and 1 strike. Way outside. 1-1 the count. He's reached base safely in all 5 games. Walked back in the 3rd inning. That one down and in. 2 balls, 1 strike. Kind of inched a little too far off first when he got on in that 3rd inning. Clavon, the man after him, lined into a 6-3 double play. That's with 2 outs in the inning. Pulaski up 5-0. 2-1 pitch to Moranto is high and tight again, and plate vision up there with the best of them. Worked a 6-pitch walk earlier in the game. Count to 3-1 here. Pitch home from Eli Baker. Swung on, lifted, hard into right field. It'll get down in 1 hop in front of Elrod. And Braden Moranto's hot start to this season continues to ramp up. They reached 4 times in 5 plate appearances last night, and you reach in the first 2 tonight. Certainly making a case to bat higher up in the order, although he's always a setup guy. It feels like every time he gets up, he gets on. Sets up this top half of the order. In stands Bryce Clavon. First pitch to Clavon is in there for strike 1. A hitless streak stretches now to 13 straight ABs for the Clemson utility man. 0-1 to Clavon. Watches it go by. Now quickly down 0-2. Shakes his head. Will play with the dirt a little bit before he resets. 3 of 19 in Burlington this year. Shortens his stance a little bit here with 2 strikes on him. Baker eyes him, goes home. The 0-2 took some off of it, took 2 steps towards the dugout. Didn't get the call from Derek Top. A ball and 2 strikes to Clavon. 0 for 1, just a line-out double play and a walk back in the 1st inning. The 1-2, outside with a fastball. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes to Clavon. Finally might have to share some space in the outfield. The 3rd of 4 rostered outfielders, although Clavon not one of those 4. He's kind of just played center field as LJ Edwards arrived today. 2-2, didn't swing at it. I'll appeal towards Lily Olson. She says no, and Clavon has turned this 0-2 count into a full count. Moranto off of first base will be in motion on the pitch and gets a hefty lead. Samuel not even working him back over at first base. He'll take off. 3-2 pitch. Clavon taps it foul. Tipped it off the glove and back behind home plate. Oh for 7 in this series. And getting another 2 out at bat. His 11th and 20 times up to the plate. 3-2 to Clavon. Swung on, grounded, sharply to short. Toole makes the play on a bounce, throws over to first base, and it's low for Samuel. Moranto moves to 3rd. It's an error as Toole short-hopped it. Samuel couldn't dig it out of the ground, and Clavon reaches with 2 men gone in the inning, and that'll set up Bruce Weish. It goes E6. Still now 14 straight hitless at-bats. Clavon's reached on an error a handful of times this season. In stands Weiss, trying to do some damage. That one is outside. Clavon got a hefty lead off of first, had to be worked back. Samuel called out towards the catcher Finley to work him back. Weish, a single and a strikeout tonight. Got Burlington's first hit of the game. 1-0. Clavon takes off towards second, and Weish just kind of fought that one off. So Clavon will retreat towards first base. Weish 1 for 5 with runners in scoring position this season with no RBI. Clavon inching towards second. Doesn't take off. 1-1. Weish slaps it foul off the handle of the bat, and now the count 1-2. Also 200 with 2 strikes this season. Has been K'd 6 times. The 1-2. Outside. Clavon takes off towards second. The throw down is not in time, and Moranto crosses home. So it's a double steal on a delay from Moranto at third, and the base running works to perfection to net the Sock Puppets' first run of the game. 5-1, still the lead for Pulaski. And keeps a runner in scoring position. That's Clavon's third steal of the season. Count even at 2-2. 2 gone in the inning. Clavon off a second. Baker watches him back. Now throws home. Clavon takes off towards third. The throw low. Down to third. Not in time. And Norman, it got past him all the way into left. Clavon comes in to score. It's the second time tonight Clavon's stolen 2 bags on the same pitch. He went from first to third in the first inning. Now he goes from second to home. And Clavon making it happen on the base paths. Burlington denting into the lead. Manufacturing runs. It's now 5-2. So he ushers in a run on his steal of second, and then he gets to third and scores on the second throwing error from Finley tonight. That one hit hard back up the middle off the glove of Baker. Toole comes in from short and throws out Weish. 1-6-3 on the putout to end the inning, and luckily for Burlington, Weish saw a few more pitches in that at-bat. Burlington trying to work its way back into this game. They get 2 runs off some nifty base running, but Pulaski still leads 5-2 after 5 innings here at the ballpark. Tim Lawson will be back out on the mound for the top of the 6th inning. You're listening to Burlington Sock Puppets Baseball. Well, the Burlington offense has been a little quiet tonight, but someone who has not certainly been quiet, Tim Lawson, back out to the mound for his second inning of work after 2 loud punch-outs to finish the 5th inning. Pulaski leads 5-2 over Burlington. Josh Rothard here with you from the press box here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. Game 2 of a twin bill set with the Pulaski River Turtles. Lawson's first pitch to Basilio Williams is swung on and fouled back behind home plate. Williams 1 for 5 in the series. Singled in game 1. A ground out and a walk tonight. Lawson breathes, now comes home. The 0-1. Swung on and sent foul out of play. Lawson working ahead in counts. Pretty solid first inning for Lawson. Just 16 pitches and 11 of those were strikes. The 0-2 from Lawson. Ran it inside. Williams grabs it off the dirt and hands it to Pickering. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. This 7-8-9 part of the order for Pulaski. 1 for 7 tonight, and they've been fanned 5 times. The 9-man awaits the 1-2. Lawson misses outside with the 1-2 pitch, so count shifts even to 2-2. Saw Cade Pilgrim getting loose earlier. It's Julian Picel that has started to warm. Masterclass outing in game 2 against Kingsport. 2-2 from Lawson. Slapped to shortstop. Moranto deep in the hole. Fields it. Throws to first. It's high and above the head of Pomeroy. Bounces hard off the fence and out of play. And Derek Top motioning to move Williams up to second as the ball sailed out of play. So it's an E6 on Moranto. The 6th error combined between the two squads tonight. In stands Noah Toole. 2 at-bats from the right side tonight after his first 2 at-bats were from the left side. First pitch, high and away. Pickering grabs it, has to come out of his crouch. It throws it back to Lawson. Now 1 ball, no strikes. Toole is 2 for 7 in the series with an RBI and 2 runs scored. For the Radford everyday starters in his 3rd year with Pulaski. 1-0. Swung on, carrying foul. One ball and 1 strike. Infielder who plays on the left side, 1 for 3 tonight. Single, fly out, strikeout. 3 times up for the switch hitter. 1 ball, 1 strike. Watches the curveball tail out of the zone. Missed down with it. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lawson slider first pitcher. It's a lot of spin, not a lot of fastballs. Williams towing off second now. Lawson works him back, gets a deep secondary lead, and that one misses outside. Lawson now 3-1. That'll draw a jog out to the mound by Mason Pickering, and Derek Top, the home plate umpire, will not join him this time, as he did. And Pickering scampered out in the 2nd inning to calm down Tyler Schaefer. Schaefer got the start for the Sock Puppets tonight, went 2+ innings, allowed all 5 runs scored by Pulaski tonight, all of those coming in the top of the 1st inning. Lawson set and ready to go. 3 balls, 1 strike, the count to Noah Toole. Checked it. It's in there anyways, so 3-2 the count. Around the Appy League, Danville's pitching staff continues to thrive. They're up 4-0 over Greenville. Bluefield leads Kingsport 5-2. The Axemen still searching for their first win, and already in Elizabethton. The game over as Johnson City takes it 12-0 to split that series. 3-2 to Toole. Swung on, fisted towards first base. Pomeroy moves over, makes the play. Williams moves up to third. It's a productive out. If you're going to hit it on the ground softly, it's better to do it over to the first base side. And so a man on third now with 1 out. Pulaski trying to send a runner home. They've scored 6 of their 11 runs in this series in the first inning. Two of the runs plated not in the first inning have come off the bat of John Michael Sheff. 2-run home run in yesterday's game. 1 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts. Infield moves in for Burlington. Sheff swings and misses hard through the first pitch slider from Tim Lawson. They're trying to hold Williams at bay at third base with 1 gone in the inning. No balls and 1 strike. Lefty on lefty. Lawson works home. Slider in there. Good bite to it. Started in, kicked right down the middle, and now 0-2 to Sheff. Smith works back towards the dirt. Moranto is all the way in, a few feet in front of the end of the dirt and turf line. Now works back. 0-2 from Lawson. Swung on, lifted, into left, shallow. Weish makes the play. Runner coming in. Throw is not cut off, and it is not in time. Williams just beats the throw from Weish. Pickering couldn't quite place the tag in time, and he grins up at Derek Topp. He thought they had him gunned down. Would have been a double play in the first outfield assist of the season for Bruce Weish. Pickering still in disbelief. They're going to appeal to third. Thought maybe he had left early. So Pulaski takes a 6-2 lead off the sac fly from John Michael Sheff. With the bases cleared, and stands Sebastian Norman. Watches the first one go by. That one can't quite catch the outside corner. 1 ball, no strikes. Norman's been on the base paths a bunch in this series. 2 walks yesterday, a hit by pitch and a walk today. 1-0 is downstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Outside again, and Lawson in danger of losing another man. Showing improvement from his first outing where he walked 3 guys. Just 1 walk tonight. Could lose a second one here. Haven't seen much hard contact that Lawson has given up tonight. 3-0 pitch. Swung on. That one's hit hard. Cranked to left field. Weish turns around. That one's off the top of the fence and over. A big fly. He'll stop at second. Now they'll wave him home. He thought it was a crown rule double in a stunning turn of events from last night. It's a home run for Sebastian Norman. From one Cowboy to another, it was Deacon Pomeroy that hit one off the yellow lining on top of the fence in left field last night. It stayed in the park, and that time Norman gave it a ride, and it hit the yellow lining on the fence and bounced over. 7-2, the lead for Pulaski now. 105 miles an hour off the bat of Sebastian Norman. First pitch to Reginald Samuel II is up and away for ball 1. A home run in each games now for Pulaski. Kingsport did not hit a home run in the opening series. 1-0 from Lawson, misses high. Distance on that one, 355 feet, and it got out in a hurry. A launch angle of 18 degrees from Sebastian Norman. 2-0. Swung on, grounded hard to third. Novi scoops it, throws to first. It's short, and it gets by Pomeroy, and that's another infield error. Pickering chases it down. He'll heave it towards second. Sliding in safely is Reginald Samuel. They just can't quite help their pitcher out of this inning. It's the 7th error of the game by either side. It goes E5. Novi shorts it to first. He makes a good play on a ball that was hit decently hard down the line. The inning started with an error on Braden Moranto. A good old announcer's jinx, right after you think Lawson hasn't really given up any hard contact tonight. He gives up the 2 hardest hit balls of his outing so far. Pitching coach Dave Schmidt out to the bump to check on his pitcher. Activity still in the bullpen. Julian Picel was warming up earlier. Now it's Cade Pilgrim who has begun throwing again. Meeting departs on the mound. Pilgrim came out of the pen in the Saturday win over Kingsport. Got the save, a 4-out save where he K'd 3 guys. Picel came out of the bullpen in the later stages of Game 2, went 3 scoreless innings, struck out 8 batters. Was humming, going home on all cylinders in that game. That one misses, no, it's a called strike on the outside corner to Eli Hudgens. One for 7 in the series, and 0 for 3 today. A couple of groundouts and a strikeout for the Pulaski center fielder. 0-1. Just misses on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hudgens hit .315 at Radford this year. 2 home runs and 22 runs driven in. 1-1. Swung on. Sent into right field, shallow. It'll get down in front of Mitchell. He comes and makes the play, and the goal to just hold Samuel at third, and that works. It's a long inning for Tim Lawson. He was ahead. He got 2 of the first 3 guys out. Some late trouble, 2 errors in the inning. Pickering ushers some signs. This is a team that will throw down if the runner at first goes, and they'll try and get the lead out. Although Pulaski certainly would be willing to sacrifice an out for a run in a 5-run game already. In stands Brady Elrod. First dealing from Lawson is sent foul out of play. Elrod is turned around after reaching base once in his first 15 trips to begin the Appy League season. He's now reached base in 5 of 7 trips to the plate in this series. That includes 2 walks tonight and a single back in the first. 0-1. Outside, missed it. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Lawson with 16 pitches in his first inning of work. Already 26 in this inning. 7-2 the Pulaski lead as Elrod steps out. Runners at the corners and 2 gone in the top of the 6th inning. Burlington crowd taken out of this one early. As Pulaski jumped on the sock puppets very quickly, scored 5 runs in the first inning, and they've been even ever since. 2 runs scored in this inning to match the 2 runs that Burlington tried to work back in the bottom of the 5th inning. Lefty Lawson comes set. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss at a pitch that nearly hit Elrod. Backdoor breaking ball that works towards right-handed hitters. Fooled Elrod. 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. He's been K'd twice already tonight. Once by Aiello in the 3rd, and has not been K'd tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one misses outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hannah, the batter that has been K'd twice tonight, he waits on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs with 2 runners on and 2 runs already in the 6th inning. Pickering motions for Lawson to step off after getting a couple shakes. Elrod moves his hands together, now puts his feet into the batter's box. Even stance for the righty. 2-2 pitch. Just missed it. High and away. Count now has worked full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Trains roar in the background over the night sky. Over 2 hours of game time already accumulated tonight. Full count pitch. Swung on. Lifted to center. Clavon coming in. It bounces in front of him. And Samuel comes in to score. And Hudgens moves over to third. He was in motion on the pitch. It's an RBI single for Brady Elrod. So his slump has come to end in a big way tonight. Reached base all 4 times, and that will end the day for Tim Lawson. Mickey Tettleton out from the dugout. Take a quick step aside. Cade Pilgrim, the new arm. Julian Picel, another guy that is working in the pen right now. Quick break here. Pulaski leads Burlington 8-2. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. The new arm for the Sock Puppets, Cade Pilgrim, made quick work of Kingsport in his Game 3 stint. Nearly had an immaculate inning in the 9th inning. Threw 10 pitches, 9 strikes, 3 strikeouts. Missed with an 0-1 pitch to the final batter of that inning. He comes in with runners at the corners and 2 outs. Burlington down 8-2. The 3rd straight lefty out of the bullpen. And Pilgrim comes down hard, and the delayed steal attempt, they'll get into a rundown, and this run will count. And so it's 9-2 now, and Elrod will just give himself up. It does the job, like we were talking about at the start of the inning. The run counts. Elrod ducks out of the rundown, so Pilgrim throws 1 pitch and gets an out on the base paths. Hudgens, the runner that comes in to score. Burlington tried to work back into this game. They got 2 in the bottom of the 5th, but 4 runs coming to score. And the undefeated season hangs in the balance as we move to the bottom of the 6th inning. Pulaski leads 9-2. Games 17 through 20 of the Appalachian League season underway tonight. Every team playing their 5th game before a league-wide day off tomorrow. And through the first 16 events, or I guess 17 now, with one of the games already being final tonight, the largest comeback by any team is 3 runs, done twice, once by Pulaski. And so Burlington needs 7 to tie this game up. It starts with the hot part of the order. Deacon Pomeroy, Brandon Novi, and Vincent DiCarlo. Although tonight it's been the opposite of hot. The heater's starting to cool off. 0 for 5, that spot of the order tonight. Deacon Pomeroy struck out his last time up. Eli Baker for his 3rd inning of work. Misses the first pitch outside. Pitch very similar to the one that Pomeroy was rung up on a full count all the way back in the 3rd inning. Walk back in the first. Couple men left on tonight for Burlington. They got 2 in last inning. Pomeroy watches the 1-0 hit the outside corner for strike 1. The 1-1. Swung on, sent, shallow right field. Elrod ranges in, and now it's Samuel who will run in front of it and make the catch just a few feet into foul ground for out number 1. The 7th putout recorded tonight by Samuel over at first base. In stands Brandon Novi. Strikeout and a pop-out tonight. First pitch from Baker. He's down low for a ball. Novi 2 for 6 in this series. Double and a single yesterday. But this middle part of the order has been so silent tonight. The 1-0. Up high to the tall Novi, stands 6'5" in the right-handed batter's box. Pulaski yet to string together consecutive wins on the season, 1-3. Got a Saturday win over Johnson City. That one is sent foul down the left field line towards the Burlington bullpen. Probably kind of shielding it as he moves in front of the ball. Out in front of that one to make it 2 balls and 1 strike. A 2-1. Swing and a miss. Hard cut from Novi, and he works the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's a little bit strikeout prone. Has already been K'd 6 times this year. And awaits the 2-2. Swung on, grounded softly up the middle. Toole cuts it off. Throw over to first base is high. Samuel's foot off the bag, but he came back down in time. And Novi's set down. 2 down in the inning. Eli Baker is humming on the mound. Just 1 hit allowed and nearly done with his 3rd inning tonight. A Burlington order that has dominated opposing pitching staffs. They've scored 7+ runs in all 4 games. But tonight, they've crossed the plate just twice. No RBIs for this lineup. First pitch to Vincent DiCarlo, misses outside. Oh for 2 tonight. A pair of pop-outs for the Burlington DH. 1-0 pitch from Baker. Caught the corner. DiCarlo stares up towards the sky. Didn't like the call. Ready for the 1-1. Baker working out of the stretch. Infield plays him back. The 1-1 pitch. Miss low for ball 2. .51 pitches for Eli Baker tonight. 26 strikes. 2-1 pitch. High and away. DiCarlo watched it. Walked twice in last night's game. Came around to score in his 5th inning walk. Scored 3 runs last night. Knocked himself in on a big fly. The 3-1 pitch is off the plate for ball 4. Baker kind of wobbling on the mound. Almost like he's at sea. And a big catch earlier today had the world record in North Carolina, a 919-pound fish reeled in. We watched it live in the clubhouse. It was quite an unreal thing over at Big Rock in Morehead City. So a 2-out walk drawn by DeCarlo. In stands Devin Mitchell. Strikeout and a flyout tonight. Sends the first pitch high and out of play. The other Happy League games chugging along. A 12-0 win for Elizabethton over Johnson City. Or vice versa. Johnson City over Elizabethton. They're already completed in the other 2 games in the 9th inning. This game in the bottom of the 6th inning. No balls, 1 strike to Mitchell. Watches it. Catches the corner. No balls, 2 strikes. Baker gets set. 0-2 pitch. Hits Mitchell in the helmet. And never an intentional thing on 0-2. Mitchell will walk down towards first base. Some of the sound effects tonight just on point. Trying to keep the fans engaged. Probably the least attended game. You had opening night last night. Recorded attendance near 3,000, but the actual sold mark close to the 2,000 mark. Around the average attendance. You look at the Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Could be looking at another record year here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. Pickering stands in with 2 men gone in the inning and swings and misses at the first pitch. DeCarlo at second, Mitchell at first. Pickering 0 for 2 tonight. Reached on an error and struck out looking. The 0-1. Swung on, tapped foul behind home plate. Quickly 0-2. Derek Top will retrieve some balls from Jason Johnson, who's on ball boy duty tonight. It was the lefty Josh Evans last night. Johnson got the Game 1 start in this series. Picked up a no decision over 4 decent innings. 0-2 to Pickering. High and away, ball 1. Three for 8 on the young season is Pickering. Part of that 3-headed monster behind home plate. Look at DeCarlo and what he's done. And Munoz, who has only played in 2 games. 1-2. Called, 3rd strike. Pickering frozen for the 2nd time tonight. And he is frustrated as he bounds back towards the dugout. 2 men left on in the inning for Burlington. They trail 9-2 after 6 innings. Pulaski with the lead here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. Cade Pilgrim back out to work in the top of the 7th inning. He'll have 7, 8, 9 due up. Trip Hanna, TJ Finley, and Basilio Williams due up for Pulaski. They lead 9-2 here in the 7th inning, and the first pitch from Pilgrim is swung on, sent. One hopper gets past Maranto and into left field. A leadoff single for Trip Hanna, his second hit of the night. The substitution, Rylan Dusan, who hit in the 4-hole and played first base yesterday, will make his way into the game. Pilgrim's first throw to Dusan is swung on and lifted foul. It's pretty uncommon in the Appy League to see pinch hitting. Mickey Tettleton said it best when we met the team on the first day. It was, if you're in the lineup, you're going to play. There's not going to be a whole lot of pinch hitting because how are you going to get better if you get subbed out? And Finley has struck out 3 times tonight, but it's, like we've said, in the game 17-20 set, for 5 games, there's only been 8 pinch hitters among all games. Dusan the 9th, and the first time Pulaski's pinch hit someone this year, and that one misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dusan in yesterday's game hit 5 times, 0 for 4, worked a walk, hit the ball in play all 4 times. That one misses away to Dusan. Another one of his everyday players at Prairie View A&M. Hit 382 there this year with some serious pop in his bat. 7 bombs for the Panthers. The 2-1 from Pilgrim. Swinging a tap foul. Hard swing at that outside pitch. And outside of Austin Hawk at Danville, pinch hitting has not gone in the favor of most of these teams. He's reached base both times, but 4 of the 8 pinch hitters used have struck out in their at-bats. 2-2 pitch to Dusan. Swing and a miss. There it is. Pilgrim sits down Dusan. Strides back towards the bench. And the pitch hitter works to no avail for Bill Kinneberg's squad. The 8-hole plagued tonight for Pulaski. That's now 4 at-bats and 4 Ks. Quick throw over to first before Basilio Williams steps in. Hanna moves back safely. Pilgrim entered in the jam and got a huge flyout against Kingsport with 2 men on in the 8th inning of Game 3. Misses high with his first offering to Williams. Upper 80s fastball from Pilgrim. Couples that with a slider change mix. 1-0. No offering there. That one missed outside. It's been an interesting strategy from head coach Mickey Tettleton. Obviously, and pitching coach Dave Schmidt, too. Wanted to work the guys into a little bit of a routine, but they go 4 righties last night, and they go 3 of 4 arms tonight from the left side. That one misses. Pilgrim thought it might have caught the inside corner. 3-0 the count to Basilio Williams before the Pulaski order resets back to the top. Pilgrim comes set. Eyes Hanna back at first. Now goes Sohm. 3-0 upstairs again. 4-pitch walk worked by Basilio Williams. He'll trot down towards first base. 2 men on with 1 gone here in the 7th. So in stands Noah Toole. First pitch. Swung on and sent foul. Back off home plate. Toole 5 for 16 batting left-handed from the right side this year. He's 0 for 2. Both of those outs came in this game. A strikeout in the 4th and a ground out in the 6th. 0-1. Swung on and skied in the air. Foul, out of play. Splits a couple of cars as the visitors have started to trickle out here. No balls, 2 strikes to Noah Toole. 1 for 4 tonight. Single, fly out, strikeout, ground out. Trying to get his first hit from the right side of the Appy League season. 2 men on. It's Hanna at second and Williams at first. Now a step off. Pickering will go out to the mound and check on Pilgrim. Pickering back behind home plate. Pilgrim ready for the 0-2 pitch for the shortstop Toole. Gets set. Slightly offset with his front foot a few inches in front of his back foot. The 0-2 is inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Toole, one of the great hitters on this team with 2 outs. The 1-2. Swung on, grounded. Between the legs at short. Moranto to second for 1 on to first. And it's a double play. Cade Pilgrim gets a ground ball and gets out of the inning unscathed. It's stretch time in Burlington and a lot of work needed on the offensive end. Pulaski has a 9-2 lead midway through the 7th over the Sock Puppets. Home half of the 7th. And a new arm after 3 innings of work by Hayes Allen and 3 innings of work by Eli Baker. It's Justin Glassford on the mound for the River Turtles. 1 appearance this season. It was a blown save in the Johnson City series. Went 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks with 3 strikeouts, so 3s across the board, including a whip of. He gets 8-9-1 of the Burlington order. Hard throwing right-hander at Hillsborough Community College. Fastball up to 90 miles an hour. Dusan stays in the game. The pinch hitter will catch the final 3 innings of this game.
out of the pen over at Hillsborough. 14 games this year with a 1-2 record. Over 35 innings.
6.43 ERA.
186 whip. Struck out 41 guys and walked 25.
274 batting average against. His first test, Brent Smith. 0 for 2 tonight. Flew into a double play and grounded out to shortstop his last time up. First pitch from Glassford, swung on and barely hit foul. It's all righty Glassford. Works from the windup. 0-1 pitch. Catches the corner. No balls, 2 strikes. Draws a smile from Smith, who nods at Derek Top behind home plate. 9-2 the score. Pulaski ahead of Burlington here in the bottom of the 7th inning. In the 0-2. A grunt and a foul tip. It was caught. Bobbled for a second. Smith didn't think it was sealed initially by Dusan. It's a leadoff strikeout on 3 pitches for Justin Glassford.
Number 2, Braden Maranto.
In stands Braden Maranto, single and a walk tonight. Came around to score. That one is in there for strike 1. Maranto just scorching hot. Can't really say enough about this kid. One of the 2 runs for Burlington tonight. The 0-1 is inside. Did it get him? It did not. Maranto kind of reached back as if he was going to toss his bat towards his dugout. 8 RBIs entering tonight. It was tied for first in the Appalachian League. The 1-1 is outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Glassford was working out of the windup initially. Now he goes more to a stretch position. And now, a 2-1 out of the windup. Swing and a miss from Maranto. Now doesn't swing and miss much. Yet to strike out in 14 at-bats. Glassford trying to be the first one to sit him down. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He did just that. Got him in a backdoor breaking ball, and Maranto is retired. 2 down in the inning, and Burlington just can't really find an offensive rhythm tonight.
Now number 1, Bryce Clayvon.
You can't be perfect, but you're going to wake up tied for first in the league standings tomorrow if they can't quite notch 7 runs to tie this game. Bryce Clayvon in with 2 outs, and that one is inside for ball 1. Clayvon 0 for 2 tonight. He walked in the first, lined into a double play in the third, and reached on an error and scored after stealing 2 bases in the 5th. Doesn't offer at that one. It's in there for a strike anyways. League leading 12th at-bat with 2 outs. 2 more than any other player. And that's for a leadoff guy. 1-1 to Clayvon, misses outside. And that just kind of speaks to the value that Braden Maranto has at the end of the lineup to extend innings to get it back to the top of the order. Clayvon 1 for 11 with 2 outs. The 2-1. Misses down low, and Clayvon close to working a walk. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. Maranto struck out swinging. He was aiming to try and climb the ladder among the most walks. He's tied for 3rd in the league. Only Garrett Louette has no strikeouts and 6 or more walks now as Clayvon lets that one sail over his head. And he will dash down towards first base. Second walk he's drawn tonight.
Number 13, Bruce Weiss.
Weiss with a chance to do some damage. 1 for 3 tonight.
Hit a ball fairly hard his last time up. 104 off the bat. It hit the pitcher and scampered to shortstop, and Noah Toole made the play to throw him out 1-6-3. First pitch to Weish misses, 1 ball, no strikes. Clavon off of first, 2 down in the inning, and the second pitch to Weish is tap foul. He's done that a couple times where he just kind of moves his bat enough to catch a part of the ball and send it almost a 90-degree angle from the delivery spot, and Glassford going home towards the first base dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike to the left fielder Weish. Clavon can go, and he will over at first base. The 1-1. Nearly hits Weish. It curves back in, nearly gets a piece of the zone, but it misses inside 2-1. Two 2-1 from Glassford. Swung on and lifted foul. Out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Twos across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Bruce Weish with 2 outs, the second man in the order. Misses downstairs. Clavon hesitated, and it was a good block from the replacement catcher, Dusan, who got the start yesterday behind the plate. Actually started at first base, but he's capable of playing behind the plate. He started a couple games for the Pulaski team. Full count to Weish. Clavon in motion. Glassford's offering, misses off the plate. Does a little dance. He was back a couple steps towards the dugout. Weish will walk down towards first, and now the dangerous part of the order is certainly due tonight. Pomeroy, Novi, DiCarlo, the 3-4-5 spot in this order, is 0 for 7 tonight. Pomeroy 0 for 2. Popped out in foul ground weakly to Samuel at first last time up. First offering to Pomeroy. Misses downstairs. He doesn't see many fastballs, especially after last night when he pummeled one off the left field fence. The pitching coach, Kyle Serrano, jogs out. Have a quick chat with Glassford. Sat down the first 2 hitters, Smith and Moranto, on swinging strikeouts, and now working into a little bit of trouble as this game just can't seem to pick up any sort of pace. The rest of the league officially quiet for the rest of the night. Danville picked up a 6-0 win over Greenville. Pick up a small 2-game sweep. And Kingsport just can't quite find it. They got one of the most talented players in the league in Garrett Louette, who worked 4 walks tonight. He has an OPS of 1508. You can't have a one-man show. Get the job done. They fell to Bluefield 5-3. This game, the only game remaining. 1-0 to Pomeroy. Pummeled deep to left center field. Hudgens giving chase, and it's a long fly out for Pomeroy. Just got underneath it. And that will end the inning. Burlington leaves 2 on base with a 2nd inning in a row. He can't plate anyone. 2 more innings to play. Pulaski 9, Burlington 2. Here you're listening to the Sock Puppets. Here for the top of the 8th inning, Cade Pilgrim got a double play ball to end the 7th. In stands John Michael Sheff to lead off the 8th for Pulaski. They lead 9-2 over Burlington. The first pitch from Pilgrim to the lefty is a square to bunt. Sheff rolls it. Pilgrim picks it up, throws to first. It's a quick out. Ah. 1-3 on the bunt attempt. So in stands Sebastian Norman. He absolutely pummeled a fastball his last trip up, sent it over the left field fence. That one is upstairs for ball 1. That was off Tim Lawson. So it's another matchup against a lefty here. It's the third time he's faced a lefty tonight. He walked in the 4th against Christian Aiello and then homered in the 6th. One-0 from Pilgrim. Just missed it. Fastball on the outside part of the plate. Norman's first hit of his Appy League career was that home run just 2 innings ago. The 2-0 pitch from Pilgrim in there for strike 1, but he's been a really tough out. He reached base twice last night via a walk and also had a deep sac fly in the first inning. And tonight he's reached base twice plus the home run where he didn't really reach base. He just circled him. 2-1 pitch from Pilgrim also in there for strike 2. The count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Activity in the Pulaski bullpen as Ethan Walls gets ready. The 2-2, slap towards right field. Mitchell has to come in, takes a few steps, and makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down in the 8th. Cade Pilgrim has been pretty efficient tonight. Echo effect there in the ballpark. 9-2 the lead for Pulaski. It's been a lead early and lead the whole way. They took a 5-run lead midway through the first. They've carried it throughout. Little pushback from Burlington in the bottom of the 5th inning. The 2-out pitch to Reginald Samuel II is high for ball 1. Samuel has reached base 3 times tonight. Single walk, strikeout, and an error he reached on in the 6th inning. Scored 2 runs. That one is sent foul off the netting. 1-1 count to Samuel. One of 3 guys in this order. Played at Prairie View A&M last season. Along with Dusan, the catcher, and Williams, the left fielder. 1-1 pitch from Pilgrim dusts Samuel off the plate. Samuel, 333 in 9 ABs this season. Pilgrim out of the windup. The 2-1 from the southpaw is in there. Hard breaking ball. He's shown him all 4 pitches now with a slider, changeup, fastball, and curveball. That one loops in there. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Where do you go here? The 2-2 from Pilgrim. Swung on, lifted softly, just behind home plate. Pickering calls it off and makes the catch to end the inning. Cade Pilgrim works a 1-2-3-8. 9-2 the lead for Pulaski. Just 2 more at-bats for the Sock Puppets tonight. And they need a lot of work. 7 runs to cross to have an extension of this game. You're listening to the Burlington Sock Puppets. Well, it's been not enough chances with runners in scoring position tonight. Just 0 for 5. A team that averages 16 at-bats per game with a runner at second or third base. Brandon Novy out to lead off the 8th inning against Justin Glassford. The third arm out of the Pulaski side, second out of the bullpen tonight. And Novy watches the first one go by for ball 1. 9 runs, 9 hits, 4 errors for Pulaski. 2 runs, 2 hits, 3 errors for Burlington. 7 men left on either side. Novy skies the 1-0 pitch. Samuel ranging over towards his bullpen. It'll get out of play. Even with about the 4th row of bleachers on the first base side in the picnic table area. Samuel jogs back to the field of play. 1 ball, 1 strike to Novy. 0 for 3 tonight. Strikeout, pop out, ground out for the cleanup hitter for Burlington. 1-1 pitch. Missed high. Dusan couldn't squeeze it. Gets past him towards the backstop. Probably the most fastballs Novy's seen in any at-bat since he began play in the Appy League. So dangerous. 2-1. Misses outside with a breaking ball to make it 3 balls and 1 strike. Leadoff man on just twice tonight for the Sock Puppets. In the first, it was Clavon who walked. In the third, it was Morano who walked to lead things off. 3-1. Misses. Nope. Called. Second strike. Novy didn't like it. Count is full at 3-2. Here in our past the 3-hour mark here between Pulaski and Burlington. Shake from Glassford. Now he comes set. 3-2 pitch. Missed inside. Novy. Long pause from the home plate umpire. Works a walk. That's the leadoff man on. Burlington's second most runs scored in the 8th inning out of the 8 teams in the Appy League. They have 3. The first pitch to Brent Smith misses upstairs. All 3 of those came in the series against Kingsport. "1-0 from Glassford. To DiCarlo is sent out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Much quieter night. DiCarlo entered today's game with an 1169 OPS. That's the team lead. Behind Moranto, second on the team. The leadoff man, Novy, off of first. 1-1 to DiCarlo. Swung on, lifted high down the air, and hooking foul down the right field line. It'll get on top of the Burlington bullpen roof. So likely gone if fair. And would have made for a nice souvenir for the group that has hung out to watch the entirety of this game. One ball, 2 strikes to Vincent DiCarlo. Grunt from the mound. Glassford missed it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Glassford gets set from the right side. 2-2 to DiCarlo. Tap foul in front of the plate. DiCarlo lives to see another day. DiCarlo has struggled a little bit against right-handed pitching. He entered today at .364 as a batting average, and 0 for 2 today, just 111 in 9 at-bats against righties. 2-2 pitch to DiCarlo. Swung on, sent softly towards second. It'll get down, and it eats up the second baseman, Chef, and everyone's safe. It's one of those balls you hit off the end of the bat, and it has unlimited backspin, and it looked like when Chef reached down to grab it, it kind of hit the top of his glove and just ricocheted off. 2 men on and no one gone for Devin Mitchell. Mitchell 1 for 7 with runners in scoring position. He's got no one out here in the 8th. First offering from Glassford. He's upstairs for ball 1. Big 2 RBI double in a game against Kingsport. This is his only hit with runners in scoring position. That scored 2 runs. That one hacked off his foot in front of home plate. Dusan tags him out, but it's a foul ball off of Mitchell's front foot. Draws some chatter from the Pulaski dugout. Some friendly chirping towards Derek Top. Glassford ready for a 1-1. Novi off of second base. DeCarlo off of first. The pitch to Mitchell. Swung on and lifted. Getting close to the Burlington dugout, and it lands just in front of L.J. Edwards, the newest member of the Sock Puppets team who arrived today. He evades the baseball, and now the count 1-2 to Devin Mitchell. Yet to record a hit with 2 strikes in a count. 1 ball and 2 strikes is the count to Mitchell. Glassford goes home, swung on and missed. Mitchell chased it out of the zone for the first out of the inning. Second time Mitchell sat down on strikes tonight. Another man who's struck out twice tonight, Mason Pickering. Reached base safely his first 4 trips to the plate to begin the season. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Reached on an error and 2 looking strikeouts. First pitch to Pickering is upstairs, ball 1. Wow. 1-0 the count to the catcher Pickering. Glassford goes home. That one checked at. And they'll say he held up. 2 balls, no strikes. Dusan doesn't even check with the field umpire, Lily Olson. Picel brewing in the Burlington bullpen. 2-0 from Glassford. High and in. 3 balls, no strikes. Maybe a late rally for the Sock Puppets. Again, the largest deficit overturned by a team to come back and win this season is just 3 runs. Pulaski had 1 of those in their opening series against the Doughboys in the game on Saturday. 3-0 pitch. Catches the corner, strike 1. The 3-1 is inside. Pickering works a walk. And the bases are loaded. 1 arm brewing in the Pulaski bullpen, but no sign of a pitching change or a mound visit right now. Kinneberg is going to trust his righty to get out of this jam.
Now, number 8, Brent Smith.
First pitch to Brent Smith. Swing and a hard miss. Smith aggressive, trying to plate some runs. Pulaski pulls their infield back. Holding a 7-run lead. It's 9-2 River Turtles over the Sock Puppets in the bottom of the 8th inning. Smith 0 for 3 tonight. Double play. Flew into 1 and then a ground out and a strikeout. Glassford's 0-1. Swinging a hard cut. Tipped it into the glove for strike 2. Smith 0 for 10 on the season. Struck out last time to lead off the 7th inning. Glassford out of the windup with runners at every base. That one is upstairs to Smith. Didn't offer at it. A lot of hard fastballs and 2-strike counts. So we'll get a 1-2 from Glassford. Motion home. And Smith out in front, able to get a piece and send it back behind home plate. Keeps the count at 1-2, the first off-speed pitch after 3 straight fastballs, all above 90 miles an hour. Glassford nods home, goes into his windup. The 1-2 is outside, another fastball. Dusan inching his way over to make the catch. Novi walked to lead off the inning, and then DiCarlo hit one on an awkward bounce towards second base to reach. Mitchell struck out. Pickering walked to load things up. 2-2. Swung on and lifted high and foul out of play, and it feels like every at-bat extending to 5 or 6 pitches in the later stages of this game. Brent Smith has worked to QAB. So he'll await the 7th pitch to come from Glassford. All of them in the top half to the Burlington second baseman. 2-2 pitch to Smith. That one is outside. Ball 3. And Glassford did a spin. He thought it was in there, and that will draw some chirps from Pulaski manager Bill Kinneberg. Had some conversations with the pair of umpires last night. Top was in the field last night. Calls balls and strikes today. As is custom, the 2 umpires set, rotating during a list of games. The full count. Pitch from Glassford. Swing and a miss. He got Smith to chase again. That's 2 pitches that Glassford has leveled outside the zone in this inning to get 2 swinging strikeouts. 4 Ks on the day for Justin Glassford. And in stands Braden Maranto. The guy you want at the plate with the bases loaded late in games. Glassford out of the windup. First offering to Maranto. Swung on, grounded hard down the first baseline and about 5 feet foul. Bullpen catcher for the River Turtles, Andrew East, snags that. Maranto still stands tied for first with Brian Williams, the outfielder from the Flyboys, with 8 RBIs to lead the league and a chance to take sole first place with a hit here. 0-1 is down and in for a called second strike. Maranto down 0-2. Single walk strikeout tonight for Maranto. His first strikeout of the season against Glassford last inning. Glassford shakes. The 0-2. Grunts like he's done all night on that first 2-strike offering. Maranto fights it off. No balls, 2 strikes. Remains the count. Pitch number 54 for Glassford in 2 innings of work. That one swung on and missed. He blew it past Braden Maranto. Taps his chest, and the Sock Puppets load the bases with 1 out and can't plate anyone. We go to the final inning. Burlington still in a hole. Pulaski leads it 9-2. You're listening to the Burlington Sock Puppets. The new arm for the Sock Puppets. Top of the ninth inning, Julian Paisel. Dominant showing in his first outing of the season. That was against Kingsport in Game 2 of the series. Not only did Paisel earn the win, he did it in a dominating fashion. His fastball touching 93 in that game. Allowed 3 hits, but 8 of his 9 recorded outs were punch outs. All 3 at the bottom of the ninth inning to get the win. So we'll play one more. To the top of the ninth we go. Eli Hudgens leads things off. Hudgens back to the left side of the plate. 1 for 4 tonight. 0 for 2 from the left side. And the first pitch from Paisel swung on, lifted high into center field. Clavon moves a few steps back, now gets on his horse and has to backtrack and make the catch. Wind very tame tonight, but blowing slightly out towards left center field. And Clavon having to stretch out and make that catch. 1 pitch, 1 out for Paisel. With the red-hot Brady Elrod, not something you're accustomed to hearing after the first 4 games of the season, where Elrod reached just 3 times in 19 plate appearances, but he's done it 4 times tonight. Takes a first pitch strike from Paisel. Two singles, 2 walks for Elrod tonight, the 0-1. Check down to first on the check swing, and Olson says Elrod held his swing, so the count moves to 1-1. A run scored and a pair of RBIs for Elrod, who's headed to Virginia Tech next season. 1-1 pitch on the black, called second strike. Paisel working downhill hard with that fastball. Showed him the slider and the curveball to lead off the at-bat. Gets the count to 1-2. 93 miles an hour on that fastball. First time he showed it tonight. The 1-2. Upstairs. Couldn't quite get the trigger. Count even at 2-2. Out of the windup. Working from the far side of the rubber. 2-2 from Paisel. Pickering can't squeeze it. It's low. Count is full to Elrod. The final inning of this series between Burlington and Pulaski. Burlington earning the Game 1 win. 18-14, the all-time series advantage for the Sock Puppets. The 3-2. Swung on, grounded hard through the hole and into left field. Brady Elrod is on base for the 5th time tonight. His 3rd single of the game. It's a way to break out of a slump in a big way. You have 1 hit in your first 17 at-bats. You add 3 to that total. And he's pushed his batting average up from 59 to 200 in this game. It's an 141-point jump. One out base runner issued by Paisel. In stands Trip Hanna. First pitch to him is off the plate. A slider misses 1-0. Out of the stretch, 1-0 from Paisel. Drops a curveball in there. That one's in there. 1 ball, 1 strike. Zachary Moss getting loose in the Pulaski bullpen. 1-1 pitch. In there. Hard. Fastball. Gets it to 1-2. Moss, not to be confused with the NFL running back, Zach Moss. Stints with the Colts and the Bengals. This is a sleeper fantasy pickup one year when JT went down with an injury. 1 ball, 2 strikes from Picel. Throws home. That one catches the corner. A called third strike, and Juju Picel, who's his first K of the game, makes it 9 of 11 batters he's struck down, coming via the punch-out. Third time Hannah's set down tonight on strikes, mixed in with 2 singles. In stands number 8, Rylan Dusan. He pinch hit in the 7th inning, and the cursed 8-hole tonight. 0 for 4 between Finley and Dusan. All 4 of those outs, strikeouts. First pitch. Loops one, misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Pomeroy does not hold Elrod on at first. 1-0, grounded. Moranto charging. It's Novi who cuts the throw off. Throw over to first is not in time. Novi took a couple steps before firing it. He needed to get the ball out a lot quicker because Dusan got down the line in a hurry. Well, scored an infield single, but Novi should have been credited with an error. The 9-man steps in, Basilio Williams. That one is in there, called first strike. Picel humming along. Got a weak ground ball to third there by Dusan. 93 on that sinker. 0-1 from Picel. Williams doesn't offer at it. It's up in his eyes. 1 ball, 1 strike. 6-run win for Burlington last night. The River Turtles have flipped the series on its head. They lead by 7 runs here in the 9th inning. 1-1 pitch. Williams watches it. Pickering stabs at it, loses it for a second, now regains it. Pickering will walk out to the mound for a quick visit. For those of you hockey fans out there, hometown team Carolina Hurricanes in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup over at the Fortress in Vegas. They're tied 3-3 with 14 to play in the 3rd period. Trying to get that series even before heading back to Raleigh, where they've been very good this year. Won 2 or 3 games in Raleigh against Montreal in the Eastern Finals. Split with Vegas. Needed OT to beat them in Game 2. 2-1 from Picel. He's in there. Good off-speed pitch, and Juju Picel. Fantastic mix. It's what makes him so dominant. Sure to get plenty of looks in the portal with an arm surging that fastball in the mid-90s. 2-2 from Picel to Williams is a called third strike. Juju Picel walks him down and leaves Williams looking to end the 9th inning. It's going to take a miracle. We'll need to start early on in this inning. 9-2 is the Pulaski lead. Last ABs of the game for Burlington up next. Last chance for Burlington. I'll start with the top of the order. Clavon Weiss, Pomeroy due up in the 9th inning, and the new arm out for Pulaski, Zachary Moss. Spent his redshirt year as a true freshman at the University of Kentucky before transferring to Arkansas Tech, native of Hopkinsville, Kentucky. Threw 17 in the 3rd innings at Arkansas Tech. Walked 16, struck out 16. First pitch to Clavon from the 6'5 righty. Misses upstairs for ball 1. Clavon's reached 3 times tonight. Twice on walks, once on an error by the shortstop Toole. Came around to score after stealing a pair of bags in that inning. Clavon watches that one. In there for strike 1. The right-hander working out of the windup. His 2nd year with the River Turtles. Pitch from last season. Got into a little bit of walk trouble. 1-1 pitch. Clavon watches it fly outside. 8.55 ERA in 12 appearances last season. And that was over 20 innings. Only gave up 13 hits. But he walked 27 guys. Good strikeout pitcher. 19 Ks for the righty. That one in there. Clavon watches it. Hit the outside corner. Clavon very patient. Makes the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Quiet night here in the bottom of the 9th. This is most of the fans have cleared out. Long pause from Moss. Nods home. Clavon awaits it. 2-2 pitch with the pitch clock dwindling down. And he sends it high in the air and in fair play. Now hooking foul. Third baseman is over there, and Norman makes the catch to get the first out of the inning. Bruce Weiss, the next man up for Moss. One for 3 tonight, a single, a ground out, and a strikeout with a walk to go on as well. Weiss taps the first one off his back foot foul. It rolls about 40 feet towards the third base side before it's retrieved by Dusan, the catcher. Outfield plays Weiss slightly pull, deeper to left and center than in right. 0-1 to Weiss is a slider that misses upstairs. High 80s fastball. He's hit 88 a few times here in the early going. And the 1-1 to Weiss is served hard on the ground to left field. Toole makes a play on the backhand. Tough play over to first. And Samuel can't scoop it. It's an infield single, the 2nd one of the night for Bruce Weiss. A 1-out base runner for Burlington. Rally's got to start with a man on at some point. Actually scored as an error, although that was a really tough play for Noah Toole to make deep in the hole at shortstop. They'll change it to a hit now. So it is a hit for Weiss. Leads off of first. In digs Deacon Pomeroy. Watches the first one go by. Fastball in there for a strike. Pomeroy 0 for 3 tonight. Decreases his batting average to a whopping .429 still. That's how dominant he was in his debut yesterday. Had 3 hits. The 0-1 is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Double play is in order. Pulaski wants to end the game off with some fireworks and head back to Virginia. That one catches the corner. Pomeroy down 1-2. Moss set. Long pause. The 1-2 home. Pomeroy does an offer at it. Curveball. Low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A Topeka, Kansas native awaits the 2-2. That was an offer at it. It's a fastball upstairs. Tough to miss high on a guy like Pomeroy, 6'4", and he's worked a count full. Worked a pair of walks last night and also walked in this game. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and sizzled hard down the right field line. Foul, out of play. And as it looks like the Burlington win streak will come to an end at 4 games to begin the season, it's the second best start to a season for Burlington. 2022, the Sock Puppets started the year 9-0. 3-2. Pomeroy hacks at it. Lifts it foul, out of play again. It's a team that was pretty poor in their first year of play with a losing record, but they've turned it around. They've been in the East Division Championship, or the actual championship game, in 3 of 5 years. 3-2 to Pomeroy. Sent high in the air. Samuel has plenty of room as he tries to track it down, and he makes an over-the-shoulder catch as he's falling towards the bullpen. Stays on his feet and makes a nifty grab. It's the second time Pomeroy has lifted one out in foul ground to Samuel. And Burlington down to its final out. It's a tough one. Brandon Novi 0 for 3 tonight. Walked his last time up. Novi, one of those 8 kids from North Carolina, Holly Springs native, watches the first one upstairs for ball 1. North Carolina State made the NCAA tournament. They were bounced by Auburn. In a great game, 30 runs scored in that final one. Otherwise, maybe would have been here at Burlington Athletic Stadium as the 1-0 is sent high into left field. Back towards the track. Williams is going to run out of room. It falls over the fence, and Brandon Novi leaves the yard on his birthday. The cake not so sweet in a 7-run hole, but nevertheless in front of your grandparents. A birthday blast, not the worst thing in the world. Doubles the Sock Puppets run total and the first runs driven in today. Novi's second home run of the season. Maybe some 2-out magic. 5 more runs need to cross to force a sudden death. The batter is Vincent DiCarlo. And he hits one hard in the hole. Toole moves over to his right. Throw over to first. Gets him by a step to end the game. Noah Toole working about 40 feet to his right side. Makes the backhand play. And Pulaski evens the series at 1 apiece. And the little twin bill set. They get a 9-4 win over Burlington. It was a strong first inning. They didn't look back after scoring 5 in the top of 1. Pulaski moves to 2-3 on the season. Burlington drops its first game. They fall to 4-1. Still hold a tie for first in the East Division with Danville. And they'll get 2 games set on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday's game being played here at Burlington Athletic Stadium Sunday in Danville, Virginia. Still 3 more home games this week. A chance to catch the Sock Puppets in action Thursday and Friday against Elizabethton and Saturday against Danville. That'll just about do it for tonight here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. Josh Rothert up here in the booth.